The true tactician, the perpetual gamer that is CV, the best on the PlayStation division, going to be stepping into that cage. CV up against Smudger.
This is like a super fight right now. These may be the two best PlayStation we've ever had.
CV versus Smudger. Those two guys have been going at it forever, almost. The only loss CV's got is to Smudger.
This guy's the truth.
That have victory vibes. I bring the pressure, they all get in line. I'm breathing life, now they getting revived. We make them stop on the drop of a dime. I'm coming hard, so I'm not going back. You took an L, you can come run it back. Keep it full circle like a coach of sack. Nothing was given, I don't owe you jack. We stay on fire, we always been hot. No gas, no break, we would never stop. No hourglass, but we on the clock. You know it's a show they gon' watch. I'm far from
the one and only NM Smudger finds a home once again. He says, no matter who I'm in there with, they ain't getting out there alive. Former champion is out for blood.
Smudger's starting to feel himself now. Now he's starting to get in that zone.
NM Smudger does it again. And if you beat him, you have to beat him twice.
NM Smudger, the challenger, taking on CV, the champion, in a rematch for the ages. And it starts right now.
What is good, you beautiful bunch of savages? Primetime 98 is back. Massive, massive card here this evening. Joining me to call all of the action, of course, the ever mighty J-Dime TV, and my friend and yours, Mr. Humbledink. How you doing, lads?
I am doing fantastic, Cyrus and J-Dime. J-Dime is PT98. It is CV versus Smudger. We get that rematch that we've been waiting for so long. And also FSK Driz is defending his belt for the first time against Ali A DP10.
Yeah, and let's start with the main event. CV versus Smudger. Smudger, we all know he's the PT GOAT on PlayStation, and CV is not far behind. These are the best two PlayStation competitors we've ever had, and CV would have to overcome, even though he's a champion, his Alex Pereira and Smudger, who beats him every time they're in prime time. But CV seems confident, but we all know every time Smudger comes out with a vengeance, he always gets the W, Humble.
Exactly, he likes to cause some drama between his opponents, and that's exactly what these two have kind of got. CV likes to take a measured approach, Cyrus. It's going to be interesting tonight to see how he adapts towards Smudger, because now he knows Smudger can kind of study his style and kind of adapt to what around it, essentially. So it'll be interesting to see how the champion approaches this one.
Yeah, what truly separates some of these greats is the rivalries that really propel them to those absolute heights of their kind of their peak performances. I feel like these two competitors were a match made in heaven, if you will, when it comes to to the perfect dance partner inside that virtual cage. CV and Smudger, absolutely the most complete fighters on the PlayStation division at the moment, and they have been running a riot towards that belt time after time. They now find themselves in the second matchup. Of course, CV with the belt this time, trying to stop Smudger, trying to reclaim that gold. But as we look down the card, FSK Driz, newly crowned champion, taking on Ali 10. I expect big things from this one. Driz has been on an absolute murdering spree, Jay, all the way to that belt. Got it in emphatic fashion, and now he's going up against a man that, quite honestly, has snuck through the division in Ali 10, worked his way all the way up to that belt position, and I mean, he really does deserve it, brother. He's 6-2 at the moment, with 3 straight wins off very, very, good competitors on that Xbox division.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Ali 10, like you said, been on this slow come up, but Driz has one thing in his back pocket though that may be able to help him with this. Fatinator was Ali's first loss, and that's a teammate of Driz, so you know they got a scouting report.
Yeah, that's always helpful, Cyrus, to have that sort of knowledge in your back pocket from a teammate.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just those guys, a lot of these camps around there, and FSK obviously being one of them. just have a really deep roster of fighters at this stage and a really, really rich talent pool to work with. And with them being so active within the promotion as a whole, of course, a lot of these guys have kind of tested and had little run-ins with certain opponents in the past. So Ali 10 obviously running into Fabinator early in his run, now gets to go up against another FSK member in the co-main event for that Xbox Championship. But of course, those are not the only fights on tonight's card. The entire event is stacked to top to bottom. 17 fights this weekend, 17 fights of pure violence. Mr. Humbledink, the first one up is between a man that obviously I don't think we've actually seen before, Manhu, going up against KM Winter. With such a large card, we're not going to really waste any time here this evening. We're going to get straight into the first one. We'll have lots to talk about as we move through the evening, but yeah, we don't know too much about Manhu, but this will be a really, really tough test for him in his first matchup on the live card, I do believe, up against, what is a veteran who maybe has had a bit of a tougher start to the season, but KM Winter's been around the scene for a little bit of a while now.
Yeah, definitely. Winter had a great end of last season as well, so we know a bit about Winter. We know a lot about his teammates as well. Winter can adapt. He likes to use his jab. Good players, J-Dime, adapt that jab. But if we're looking at Manu, we have some notes on Manu, and Manu apparently likes to go forward. He doesn't like to take a back step, J-Dime. He likes to essentially put the pressure on.
Yeah, that's what the scouting report said. It wasn't those words, but that's exactly what it said. And what if he just says forget the scouting report and just fights the complete opposite? I'm gonna be upset, Humble.
It sometimes happens, right, Cyrus? You get a scouting report and it goes the opposite way. But I believe the word was kitchen sink is that we're going to go for, Cyrus. He throws the kitchen sink at things. So we'll see how he does in this one. He has started strong, but Winter establishing the centre of the octagon.
Well, he's already, showed some maybe maneuvers or different changes in his game, because he did take a back step there, but he can't get going. I mean, right now, Winter seems to be the guy throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent, and he knocks him out.
That's fast. Why would you feed him to him? This is his welcome to PT right here. Why would y'all feed him? Oh my God.
I would have re-correct you, Dan, because no matter who you feed him, that is the PT division, the PT Xbox division is full of killers.
God. The match just started.
When you go 2-0 though, J-Dam, you fight the killers. And that's what happened right there. Winter is a killer.
Oh, fuck, man. I'm still lost for words. I'm not gonna lie, KM Winter, bro. I know. Congratulations.
This is PT, baby.
Yes, sir. The guarantee strong here this evening. PT 98 off with a bit of a bang. Have to say, KM Winter, credit where credit is due. That man came out and performed here this evening. I look forward to seeing what he can do in the near future. Now moves to 4-2 in that Xbox division, stopping the, quick rising star, 2-0 Manhu, in what was a short-lived night for him. I'm sure he will want to bounce back better than ever, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. We move on nice and sharply to the next one. Second fight of our early prelims is going to be ranked number 24, Top Gun. He's fought once before, got a victory, currently undefeated, and he's going up against the one and only DB Ginger. I mean, obviously, doesn't get more of a veteran status there, Mr. Humbledink, than somebody like Ginger, who has been around the scene both on the Xbox and the PlayStation side for a very long time, both fighting in the cage and staffing outside of it. This man's very, very active in this community.
He is very, very active. I seem to remember, not this Grand Prix just gone, but the one before, he had a good run in the PlayStation side of the Grand Prix, and he did really well there. So it'll be interesting to see him come back to PlayStation and see how he does.
You know why I'm looking forward to Ginger coming back to PlayStation? Because if you remember what he told me, he said, if I was on PlayStation, I'd easily make it to the titles.
Yeah. We'll see.
Now we'll see. And Top Gun's not easy. Top Gun's a tough fighter. I know him very well. But if he goes Moicano, I am scared.
It looks like he might be going Moicano. Some people like that. I rate it. Yeah,
Moicano's a good jab, though.
Smart. Just because you rate doesn't mean it's smart. Against Ginger. Ginger's a tough fighter. Like, I don't know, Jed. I am with you on that one.
No, look, he seen Moicano in the chat the other day, and he decided he's going to rep him anytime he can. And right. Yeah, he's coming through in a big way here this evening. Honestly, I reckon Moicano 10 extra points, if nothing else. Right, he gets 10 extra pings. No, you're all right though. I mean, up against somebody like Ginger, and he's gone. Ginger's gone Masvidal, who, let's be honest, in this game has some of the cleanest boxing. Can be a very, very tricky pick because he is very tough and durable as well. But We'll have to see how it pans out. Touch your gloves.
Slice control side.
Can you imagine?
I know.
Seems to be happy to fight off this back foot, trying to circle out, but you can see Ginger cage cutting early.
Nice.
Body shots.
And the uppercut, the body J Dime that he threw, that's very sneaky. He threw it in like a different sort of angle. Oh.
Yeah, but he's taking damage, and Moicano health stats are not the best. Moicano has to find his way off this cage, Humble.
He definitely does. And he seems to be doing that. He goes with a takedown. That works out, pays off for him. Good work. I usually don't like it when people go for the takedown there unless they're trying to set it up Cyrus, just because it seems like panic wrestling rather than sort of a wrestling. But he gets away with it and gets on top now. Good position.
Yeah, whenever forced that shot, he he was able to secure it in this early section of the first round. Now goes to stacked guard, potentially giving up position for some ground and pound early. Couple sneak through. There's J Dime. God damn, that was lovely.
Yeah, Top Gun looks good right now. And if he were to win with Moicano, I think this just gives him extra points because it takes balls to pick Moicano and PT, Humble.
Yeah, because you're going against guys who've got better stats on the game, essentially, so it's all about that character. When you play the top level, Cyrus, you have to usually have like an even playing field. Doing it with somebody whose stats hasn't been updated as much on this game is just extra impressive, but Moicano has some tools.
Yeah, he does. Fundamentally has some very good skills as in the game. Obviously, some great Muay Thai. He has the ability to submit people and make the grappling exchanges very, very dangerous as he gets another hip toss right there and a couple of elbows starting to go out as well. I mean, riding out these positions isn't going to be a bad move for him here, Jay. If he's able to get something like, sink those hooks in, for example, he could make Ginger's night a real short one.
Yeah, and he's shown that he's not just grappling to grapple. He's grappling for damage, as we seen when he was in stat guard earlier, Humble.
Yeah, I like that as well. He's active. He's going for essentially positions that are going to cause damage.
Nice.
Like, some people a bit more control J Dime, but with him, he wants to do the damage. He wants to put the work in, and that's what he's done. But Ginger has reversed the position right now, and he's got a denial on the back. Cyrus, where do you think he's going to go from here?
Well, ground and pound, I would imagine Ginger is going to be trying to get an opportunity to now, probably a separation. I'd be surprised if he doesn't separate. I mean, Ginger is much more of a top grappler than he is a guy that likes to fight off his back. Now he's in top mount. I mean, this could be very, very bad for Top Gun. Another early denial as well, J Dime, and he goes for an armbar.
Armbar already.
Yeah, this could be it. That's it.
Is it? No. I think he can get out of it, but it's close. This is close.
You've got to be so subtle on that, and you can't let him get it. You can't.
This is close. He has 17 seconds to work.
Yeah, you need to essentially.
I think he's getting out of this. He's getting out of this.
10. Nah, he's got 8 seconds. 7.
He's getting out of this. He's out of this. He's out of this. No, he is out of this. Yeah, he's out.
It was good defense. Not enough time, I don't think, anyway, but great defense nevertheless. Was able to, in a very, very tough position, right? His stamina was absolutely shot. Able to kind of stay composed and work his way out of those positions there, Humble. A mixed bag of a round, to be quite honest with you. A bit of a mixed bag. Some grappling exchanges, some good work on the feet done by Ginger in particular. You see a few knees being landed by Moicano as well. Over the second and third round, it seems to me that Moicano does want to try and get this back to the mat quicker than not, right? I mean, Ginger was looking like he was a little bit more comfortable on the feet, at least for my money.
Ginger got a submission though, Cyrus, so he was very close. If he had a few more seconds on the clock, who knows where the end of that submission. So if you're Moicano, you might be a bit worried. But I'm not sure.
He'd escaped that submission, bro. He
might have. But one more go, he gets a better read on it, essentially.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it on the feet. I think Moicano's doing good work on the feet.
Yeah, you're right about that. And also, he's up 1-0. We're not talking about that. Moicano's up 1-0 right now.
I believe he is anyway. If we're rating the damage, J Dime, I think we've got to go with
He's up to. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not a judge though, so.
We've got it wrong before.
See, I just think that the whole mixing up game is working really, really well for him at this stage. It allowed him a stamina advantage in the first round as well. Ginger doesn't normally burn his stamina too much, so making him work in these positions, I think, is taxing him and may even set up a little bit more on the feet. As you see, get a nice little punish back to the body as well. I mean, this is an intelligent approach from Top Gun here, Humble.
It is, and they got back to the feet right there. Ginger proved it because he clobbered him twice. Coming forward, he's now putting the pressure on. He's going first, J Dime. That's a key right there. He's going first every time.
Yeah, and he has to get off the cage.
Oh my beautiful!
He may be dead. He may be dead.
Turned into a helicopter and hit him with the overhand. Gets him back to the mat. Ginger started to go to work with his elbow, Jay.
Yeah, look at Moicano head health. He better not let Masvidal posture up or it's going to get real ugly for him, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, look, Ginger just hit savage mode and went to work.
Ooh.
But now a submission attempt from the one and only Moicano. Looks like the escape is pretty much already, kind of already written. Good defense there from Ginger, working his way from positions. 2 minutes 15. Will he decide to advance or separate? Separate is what he calls for, Humble.
Violence, pure violence. Ginger's got momentum on the feet. He wants to keep it. He's got his timing. He's starting to calculate his shots a bit better. He's going forward, and he's starting to have success when he's going first J dime, so he wants to keep that up.
And then also, as good as Moicano is, it's a power difference and a boxing difference. Every time Masvidal hit him, you see the difference in the shots, Humble.
You do, and it can put him out. One thing he's got to be avoiding, he's got to kind of keep away from that cage when he gets hurt. If he gets knocked down against that cage, you get a bit of extra damage. It's so vital over a course of a fight, Cyrus, because if you knock someone down in the center, you might not get as much damage if you knock him down against the fence.
Yeah, for sure. He's deciding to attack that leg very, very heavily now, that lead leg. Starting to become a little bit worse for wear. Good takedown defense from Ginger. He seems to be definitely having a late rally in this second round. Going to be confidence building, but can't get too overzealous. It does look like Manny Moicano is trying to land some blistering shots any moment he can.
That's right, but I want to point out something as well. He's not looked too good, Jay, since he switched to the opposite side of the screen. I know that sometimes people can't fight from certain sides of the screen, but he looked a lot more comfortable on the other side, if that's right. Maybe it's just Ginger, but the Moicano doesn't look like kind of the same as he was earlier on in the fight.
Yeah, you'd be really surprised to figure out who can't fight on the other side of the screen. Like, that's a real thing in this community, Cyrus.
Oh yeah, you got to do it as a elite player. People check. You can get them in a clinch, take them down to the ground, it switches your sides, you can see how they kind of fight. People make them switch stands as well. Some people can't fight southpaw. It's a tactic for elite players, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And look, Ginger, we said it doesn't get much more of a veteran than somebody like Ginger. He's fought all sorts of opponents, all sorts of styles. Sometimes the moment will get the better of everybody. He understands this, and I feel like he just turns up to put on the best performance he can. And, right now he's rallying very, very hard in this fight to try and get ahead, and he did make adjustments, but you could see that Moicano's trying to make those adjustments as well. Close, and it's 1-1. We need to mention this 1-1. This is it. The third round, they're fighting for it right now, and Top Gun's come out firing as well, but Ginger just had some beautiful shots, bleed through the guard J-dime, gets a stuff on the head right there, and avoids a takedown. Chain wrestling though.
Oh, that's good defense by Masvidal, and I'm still concerned about Moicano because every time he gets punched, his head health goes blinking. So Masvidal, oh my gosh. Moicano has to do something right here, Humble. Nice
He's starting to use the jab, and next to the opposite side of the screen again. He looked kind of comfortable again when he came out, Cyrus. We'll see if that changes. He's going for the takedown. He's trying to switch.
I've got to call this down the middle. And right now, Moicano is doing a great work of mixing it up. But my money right now, all going on Ginger. I'm not going to lie to you. His takedown defense has been lights out so far. Look at him defend another one. It's crazy, bro.
Nice work.
That's like 9 in a row.
He's cost him stamina, though, for those takedown denials. If you look at his stamina, it's costing him stamina. It's crazy.
I actually like the way Top Gun's fighting to a certain extent because he's trying to make this a dirty fight, and he's going for this win at all costs right now. He's not playing it safe. He's not trying to leave it in judges' hands, Cyrus.
Yeah, he said, fuck the popularity. I'm doing what I need when I need. And honestly, it's keeping him in this fight right now, giving him opportunities to get ahead. I still think Ginger's maybe doing a little bit better work, to be quite honest with you. But, with 2 minutes left on the clock, it's anybody's money here as he almost gets a takedown, but another one stops Humble.
His stamina's gone down, though, so much. Look at his stamina. Like, Top Gun, for me, I think Top Gun is desperately trying to get the other side of the screen so he can get some offense, on, even if it's on the feet. I think he's trying to get comfortable, but he's doing them takedowns, and every time Ginger defends it, it kills his stamina. If I'm Top Gun right now, I'm going to that body.
Oh, yeah.
Denied.
It's denied again.
Oh.
He's trying to get this takedown at all costs right now. I think he need to throw some hands at this point, too.
Yeah, he does need. He needs to set it up, man. The takedown after takedown not working. The clinch obviously is a good way to mix it up for him. He does get him pressed up against the cage right here, trying to reach the back out. Not able to do so, Humble. Once again, he stops it. But yeah, I mean, Masvidal is exhausted at this stage from all these defense.
Yep.
But that's been the back
God. Jesus Christ. He's in midair. Oh, Jesus.
God damn. From the gates of hell, Ginger finds a spinning back fist. He let it rip, bro.
Oh, man. You give him a buckshot lariat right there, J-Time. That was one hell of a timing. The timing on that was perfect. You couldn't get in better. He's 1 foot on the ground, about a Karate Kid kick you. You just spin around and clock him right in the chin. Beautiful work, man.
That was a beautiful finish. I got to give that to you, Ginger.
It's hard, isn't it, to give him a compliment? Like, we're evil because we know him so much. No, we love Ginger. We love the work he does in the community. He's class. Great play. I'm happy to see him get a victory. I always talk about this most, I think, on Primetime South, because I do the videos, so it's highlight reels. You want the best sort of highlight reel finishes you can possibly get, the biggest reactions you can possibly get. You know, these guys want these in their sort of locker, in the highlight reel. It's all about that.
Yeah, 100%. Once again, Ginger adds very nicely to that resume of highlights that he is building. Beautiful, beautiful work here this evening in what was seemingly a difficult bout up against Top Gun, who, you know, struggled very, very much to get that takedown. Ginger's takedown defense was definitely the key to this fight right here. Yeah, I mean, he put on one hell of a knockout with that spinning back fist. Like I said, just came out of nowhere. I feel like he had Moicano frustrated at that stage, you know, and ultimately Top Gun walked straight onto that, throwing a kick. Beautiful, beautiful work, and it moves us on very, very quickly now to the first fight of the prelims. It's going to be MK Crusader up against it's not going to be Crusader. It's going to be Kobe up against Toasty Toes. So it looks like Crusader is out, Toasty Toes is in. Obviously another veteran of the community taking a fight on short notice up against a man who has been around for a while, but I feel like hasn't been as active. I feel like he's now trying to make a run this season. Kobe 1-0 at the moment, Humble. And I don't know if you remember this guy. He was putting in work over the previous seasons.
I believe I cannot remember. Actually, I think Kobe used to be on my team, if I'm correct. If I think it's the right guy.
So you don't know when someone's on your team, Humble? You just
I need to see his name.
He said may have been. You're supposed to know who was on your team and who wasn't.
I'm sure he was on KIA, but it might be a different Kobe. You know, that name's quite popular. But if it's the same guy, he's brilliant at striking. If that's the guy, I know he's 1-0 at the moment, I believe, as well, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, brother. 1-0 at the moment. I believe it's the same guy. Like I said, he was fighting on Xbox originally, and then went across to PlayStation, started doing some really good work. So yeah, he's been around Primetime for a little while. He was with us, you know, before we started up the PlayStation division. Like I say, he turns up a couple of seasons every here and there, puts a run together, and then kind of disappears maybe for a season just to kind of work on his skills and come back a redeveloped fighter. I like to see what he does every time he comes back. He's always entertaining, and he puts on some of the cleanest kind of striking combinations that you will see. You know, he's going to have to be that here this evening, Jay, because up against somebody like a Tony Ferguson, you know, fighting clean can be difficult, brother. You know what T-Fergs brings to the table.
You're going to hate me for saying this. At this point, what does he bring to the table?
brother. You're a savage, Jay.
Damn.
You're a savage. You almost made me cry. You almost made a grown man cry.
Knocked out beautifully by Michael Chandler. That's what he brings to the table, Tid. I'm not. I know I'm Cyrus saying, though, the unorthodox sort of style, the elbows, the knees. You still got that as a character. But Kobe likes the pressure box, and he also likes to use the head kicks at the end. Really good at finishing that. I've got notes on, you know, on toes, and he likes to grapple essentially, Cyrus. So
yeah, he does heavily. So struggles on the feet. He's always tried to work on it, but it's just not something that comes to him naturally. The grappling, however, is. He does sometimes have a little bit of an issue with knocking his transitions out of the park, but is always active on the ground and pound, moving from transition to transition. Much like Tony Ferguson, he's very, very unorthodox. And just to throw a little bit of a tidbit, you know, Father Time will catch up with everybody, but this is virtual T-Verg that we're seeing right here, and he has got some of the stats to make you work. And that ground and pound adding up quickly there, Jay, on Kobe.
Yeah, Humble. He's punching your former teammate out right now, Humble. And it's crazy you didn't know that, Humble.
Well, I didn't know. I'm quite embarrassed by that, to be honest, Jay. Damn, I'd like to move past it to it. No, with all these teams, all these guys, I know Kobe very well, but there's so many names, though, Jay. Damn, that could be Kobe. There's so many people that could be called Kobe in prime time. You know how big our roster is. Constantly growing, Cyrus. 70 fights a week, and if you want to sign up to prime time, click on the link in the chat, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, welcome format. You can work your way to fight on one of the cards, just like these guys here. It is Killer's Row, though. All of these guys are sharks out here, brother. They are dangerous in every element of the game. Kobe able to survive so far in this bout. Going back to this for the moment, stopping those transitions for ground and pound opportunities. But looks like doesn't get the back either. I do like the activity, and I don't know if I've actually seen Toasty Toes on PlayStation before, so you know he's always done that grappling on the Xbox side, Jay, but over on the PlayStation I know it's a little different, so I'll be interested to see how people are able to adapt to his kind of style.
Yeah, and for some odd reason, this don't look like how Toasty Toes usually fight. Toasty Toes usually fight antsy. Sometimes he get nervous. He looks really confident right now, Cyrus.
He does, man. He's coming out here with a different level of confidence. He is attacking this leg heavily right now. Some good escape maneuvers so far, but I mean, look, he isn't out of the woods yet. As it approaches the halfway bar, the submission bar does go up quicker. Decides to bail though and ends up in top mount. Not in good position. Although, if you're T-Ferg, you will take bottom. He is dangerous off his back with that rubber guard, should he be able to regain it. Never mind, only 5 seconds. Chan.
Yeah, Kobe's got first damage right there. Let's get back up. Nice uppercut at the end. But good work from Toasty in that round, Jay.
Yeah, that was a really good round by Toasty, and probably one of his best rounds I've seen, because, you know, like I always say, Toasty get a little nervous at times. His hands get a little sweaty. But now he just seems a little cool, calm, collected, humble.
Yeah, he's one of the most active fighters in the community, essentially, Cyrus. So it's weird to me that he gets nervous because he does this on a rate. It's almost like a job to him at this point. You know, he goes out there and fights every week for the last 2 years. So, you know, I don't know why he gets nervous. But Kobe coming out strong right now, going for some big combinations. He's going first. I like to see that, Jay.
Yeah. Now, and that's smart by Toasty Toes to clinch him. Just stop his rhythm, because he was about to start walking him down, humble.
He was, and nice work against the fence. He still needs to circle out. Good positioning from Kobe, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is doing a great job in the second round until the takedown. Because, you know, quite honestly, you know, Toasty Toes, you're talking about, gets a little bit sweaty palmed at times. It's because there are deficiencies in his game, and that's on the striking. Somebody like Kobe does present massive problems there, but as you can see, when it hits the mat, it's a different story. And now he's got crucifix, and this maybe an early night.
Yeah, this is one of he got out of it. Yeah, but he's still not in a great position right now. And honestly, he needs to be able to get to his feet, because if you're defending, you're not winning. Yeah, there's nothing offensive going on his end, humble.
Yeah, you are right, exactly that. And I can't remember Kobe being bad at like stopping the ground and grappling, but he does a good job there, getting the Kimura sweep, Cyrus. And now it'd be interesting to see if he moves or gets up. When he does and he moves, is he going to go for some ground and pound? Yes, he is.
Yeah, doing some good work as well, trying to bleed through a couple of shots. I would probably separate if I was him. You could tell that when he was on the feet, almost or seemingly for the moments they were there, didn't look like Toasty Toes had anything for him standing up, but he's doing a great job of getting denials here, Jay, from top control.
Yeah, and you know what they say, everybody can grapple when they're on top, because Jorge Masvidal didn't look like the best grappler on his back, but now he's controlling this now that he's on top, humble.
Yeah, he's been trained with Bo Nickel. You know, he knows exactly what he's doing, Cyrus, on the mat. A nice denial right there for Masvidal and Kobe. Maybe trying to show the grappler, you know, I can grapple as well. And also do some damage. We always talk about damage. Damage is the most important part. If you're just holding someone on the ground, it's just control. So checking the stat. Who does that? The guys that do that, honestly, so quick. They must do that in ranked all the time. Like, learned how to do it.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Shout out the Maniac Fight League. Appreciate the raid from those guys. Doing great work. Make sure to check them out if you haven't already.
Sheesh. Another one.
I
think he's panic wrestling at this point. I think Toasty Toes going back to them ways. He's really close to Panic Wrestling right now, Cyrus. Not far off.
Oh.
This is his style, brother. This is his style. This is kind of what he does, to be honest with you. You know, like I said,
Make it an ugly fight. Yeah.
exactly, make it as ugly as it can. When he, you know, is honestly getting lit up in his fights, when he suffers some quick losses, it's when he's trying to entertain his striking. And I feel like this is actually a more pure form of Toasty Toes. And although it's not going to be to the pleasure of a lot of people who like to see, you know, people throw hands, for myself, as somebody that loves mixed martial arts, I feel like this is what he needs to do to match his style. He can't go out there and throw hands as a guy that just doesn't have that in him, you know, at least to this stage, right?
Yeah, you're not lying, because if he fought to please the crowd, Jorge may punch his head off his shoulders. That's not smart. You kind of have to make it a boring fight. So that's fair play to him on that.
Yeah, it is exactly that, and he's got to switch up. The thing is, I don't know who won that round. Like, that round was so close. Essentially, the start of the round was, in my opinion, Kobe. The end of the round was obviously Toasty, but it was more shots from Kobe and more damage. So I don't know who won that round. It could be 1-1 essentially going into this one, Jay.
Yeah, but I'm fighting like it's 0-2.
Oh,
my goodness. Oh, okay. We know who won in this round now. We know.
Look at him go. He said that he needed to answer some questions about his ability to throw hands on the feet. Humble got to the rock very quickly, now taking his back, and back to the mat it goes. This is in his world with an early knockdown in this third round. You know, he's going to be brimming with confidence and trying to cinch up some sort of submission across the course of the next couple of minutes.
This is where Toasty's going to press the button, kill the clock, Jay Dan. You know, he's going to start killing the clock, killing the game out, trying to end the game, and using some submissions, holding the back, going transitioning a few times. And this is what he's going to try. He's going to try and frustrate Kobe into a submission, or frustrate Kobe into a mistake.
Yeah, and here's the thing. People may not like the way Toasty Toes fight, but everyone fights good when it's at their pace. When you make it a dirty fight with them, that's when people struggle, and that's what he's doing. Mixing in the clinches, mixing it the grappling, just making it a gritty fight, Cyrus.
Yes, sir. And look at Kobe's, man. He's so much more, you know, kind of educated on the feet. God damn it!
I was about to say he may end it. Okay, now who's winning this? Who is winning this right now? He's winning. Oh my God, he's elbowed him. And so
it doesn't matter how beautiful your striking is. The spinning elbow, goddamn Toasty Toes, gets the job done. That hit him in the back of the head. I don't know if that's a disqualification or not, but my goodness, he sent him into the floor.
Oh man, that's clean. He's dead. That is. Oh mate, that doesn't get any sort of cleaner. Is an illegal knockout. I'm campaigning for my former teammate. That was disqualification there, Cyrus. No, brilliant work from Toasty Toes. People are going crazy in the chat saying he's spamming and stuff like that. But I think you said it, Cyrus, yourself. Is Marab spamming? You know, is Marab spamming? He does 50 takedowns around.
Honestly, it's a similar sort of thing, right? Some guys, they just, you know, some guys go out there and they have a natural propensity to knock people out in that cage. They have the reaction time on their side. They have certain, you know, whatever it is, skills and timings that work in their favor for striking. Other guys don't. Other guys, you know, kind of do better in the pattern recognition of the grappling, and you know they want to get there at all costs. And no matter what your style is, the beautiful thing about mixed martial arts is that there's a way to employ it. All things that are overpowered are banned here in Primetime MMA, so it's as even as a playing field as you can possibly get, right? And Toasty Toes went after it here this evening, and love him or hate him, he got the job done on the feet, man. He went with that spinning elbow and got the job done on the feet after some relentless grappling. Beautiful fight. I enjoyed it thoroughly. As we move on swiftly to the second fight here this evening, these fights are coming thick and fast, Humble, and I imagine that this next one will be exactly the same. LW Cobra up against Crazy Dragon, which I believe was previously LW as well.
Yeah, I think so. And the Cobra is coming in undefeated into this one, Jay Dime, coming off 2 wins, essentially 2 KO wins as well. But he's fighting Crazy Dragon. This guy is exactly like his name. He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. He throws some wicked techniques. He's got really good striking. He's let the ball slip a few times, but he's got some good wins over some good guys.
And hold on for a second. They said the BMF is in the chat. Reaper. I'm just playing. Oh, I'm just playing.
The red carpet has been rolled out for you. Predictions are on, guys, this one as well, Jay. And thank you to CV for, I believe it's biddies he just give us. Is that right? He give us some biddies, Cyrus? A little bit of biddies?
Yes, sir. CV coming in with Jay with those 100 biddies. We appreciate the CV, the champ, coming through, splashing that championship cash that he has, of course. Sorry, these guys, they are just setting up right now, so we're buying a little bit of time, but they are about ready to go. I do believe we'll go across. It's currently on the pause screen, but they were lobbying up. And there they are, LW Cobra, Crazy Dragon. Look at the timing of that. We are getting Dan Ige up against Anthony Pettis. Should be a fun fight between two guys who generally and traditionally do it in, emphatic fashion. Highlights tend to follow these two guys in that cage.
Man,
Yeah.
Dan Ige versus Anthony Pettis. Humble, what do you think about that matchup?
I like Pettis. The Pettis for me was one of those guys, Jay Dan, that I used to watch when he was knocking people out and doing the stuff off the cage with a kick and just coming up with unorthodox taekwondo sort of techniques and kind of catching people, including catching Benson Henderson in a submission as well. So the guy's got it all, essentially. But we've got Anthony Pettis on the game that's kind of dropped off a bit, and he's fighting a striker in Danny Ige who's got good hands.
Here we go.
Without further ado, they touch them up in the first of 3 scheduled rounds. Quick inside leg kick into a straight. Ooh, big miss on the spin.
Oh my!
Double
This match
walk.
just started. That's the
These guys are
danger.
going out crazy, Jay.
Oh my! Yeah, do they hate each other? But that's the danger with Anthony Pettis. When you throw them spinning techniques, if you walk to that rear side,
Oh my
he's gonna
days.
whip, and then you got the free counter, Cyrus.
If you know anything
Here we
about-
go.
You know anything about Crazy Dragon? He lives or dies by that sword. He is willing to empty the gas tank and risk it all. Big slips, big rips. Sometimes in your favor, sometimes not. Big start from Dan Ige, capitalizing on those misses, Humble. But as you can see, Crazy Dragon not backing up, not dissuaded from the game plan, which is go big or go home.
Yeah, defense out of the window. I really like that combination that Ige just did right there. He really kind of showed his skill when he threw some shots right there. Cobra did beautiful work, extending a lunge to Diamond. He's catching him a few more times now, starting to set him up a bit more. So I'm expecting Crazy Dragon to get a bit crazy.
Yeah, but it's hard to get crazy when they're getting punched. That's the, you feel me? He don't got
Yeah, no, it is.
time a
It
lot
is,
of times
you're
to throw the shots he want to throw. Now he can when Dan Ige stops swinging, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. He's honestly, the way that he's attacking the body as well, we can't obviously see Cobra's body, but he did go big in that opening bell. He's going to the knees, the straights to the body. It's all going to stack up across the full time if they get there. But I honestly don't think we're making it far out of this first round, if that at all, Humble. They are continuing the action. Nah, brother, fucking don't do that shit. You're the one that's wishing it out there.
You heard Jay Diamond the other fight. This guy's doing good, and the other guy gets knocked out. The commentary curse is real in here, Cyrus.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's like you're wishing it into existence. I don't get him. I don't believe it, brother. Crazy Dragon, I'm telling you, this guy always either knocks that person out or gets knocked out. I don't think I've ever seen a guy. I've not ever seen him go to a decision.
Oh, it's down.
Oh my!
I want to touch on something you said earlier on, Jay Diamond, about you can't. It's hard to get crazy when you get punched in the face. And what that essentially resonates to is he's getting smothered with punches as he's trying to set up a kick. He needs space, and essentially he needs his opponent either stood in the pocket, like stood still, or going backwards, and that's where he can throw his kicks. So he needs to figure out a way to get his opponent to move forwards.
Oh my! Hey, this fight may be over. This may be over.
That's it. That's good.
Easy night at the office.
Jesus, man, that guy doesn't mess about. Cobra 3-0.
Commentary curse. What? What was that, Humble? What was that, Humble?
You know what? I'm glad. Jesus Christ, we're flying through the fight. It's brilliant. Well, what a performance. 3-0 gets a tough veteran.
Yeah, bro. Look, he came up and performed, doing LW proud, one of the more long-standing camps now, and still coming through with fresh talent. Look at the performance he puts on you here this evening, stopping what is the chaos known as Crazy Dragon. A lot of people crumble under the pressure he brings to that octagon, but not Cobra, man, not Cobra. He stood up, and it was his time in the limelight here this evening. I look forward to seeing what that man can do in the near future. It does move us, however, there, Humble, back to the PlayStation side of the equation, between two guys that have been around the scene for some time themselves now, putting in great work between Mike TT 2-0 in the PlayStation division, ranked number 12 this early in the goddamn prelims, going up against ranked number 16 TK Amazon. This one has all of the telltales of what is set to be a fantastic bout, brother.
Yeah, it doesn't get any lower, you know. All these guys now fighting each other for top ranked guys, J-Dime. They're all on the rankings. That's what it gets to right now. Everyone signs up, and it's going to be a fantastic fight between these two. Mike TT obviously getting 2 nice wins. One of them was decision, and the other one, interestingly, was a submission in the first round as well. So we know he's got that in his bag if he's done it before in the NIPT. Ironically, 3-3 against each other. Nice to see that.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. I kind of know both of them pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I've sparred a lot with Mike, and yesterday I was sparring with Amazon, and Amazon has a way, like, he'll get crazy. He'll do whatever it takes. If he got to throw elbows, if he got it, and he has a crazy way of coming back, like I say all the time, Cyrus.
Yeah, comeback kid of the PlayStation division, no doubt about it. King Amazon somehow, some way finds a way to get the fight done. Never gives up, especially never gives up on himself. Sorry, what is? I'm a little confused here. We've got the setup. Sorry, setup on the card says Mike TT. But we have the Pug MK up against King Amazon. And the Pug MK...
I wonder if there's been a mix-up and someone hasn't told us about it, or because we're in different channels. We're having some issues tonight, guys, mainly because of it's been funky tonight, J-Dime. You know, PlayStation, I'm not sure, or the UFC's been a bit weird. And then, obviously, Discord and Prime. I think something in the air. Something's not quite right tonight, so something's, you know...
I'm just going to get a word from the back, because I'm pretty sure that Pug was meant to be fighting a little bit earlier on this evening. But I digress. I tell you what, guys, give us 30 seconds. We do apologize. Obviously, this is a little bit unusual for us here. It doesn't normally happen, but on live events, anything can goddamn happen. We need a 30-second pit stop even, and we'll be right back with you. So what we'll do is we'll run that beautiful promo that the one and only Mr. Humbledink made once again to get us all hyped for that main event. We will be back in a moment.
What?
The true tactician, the perpetual gamer that is CV, the best on the PlayStation division, going to be stepping into that cage. CV up against Smudger.
This is like a super fight right now. These may be the 2 best PlayStation we've ever had.
CV versus Smudger. Those 2 guys have been going at it forever, almost. The only loss CV's got is to Smudger.
This guy is the truth.
That have victory vibes. I bring the pressure, they all get in line. I'm breathing life, now they getting revived. We make them stop on the drop of a dime. I'm coming hard, so I'm not going back. You took an L, you can come run it back. Keep it full circle like a coach of sack. Nothing was given, I don't owe you jack. We stay on fire, we always been hot. No gas, no break, we will never stop. No hourglass, but we on the clock. You know it's a show they gon' watch. I'm far from
The one and only NM Smudger finds a home once again. He says, no matter who I'm in there with, they ain't getting out there alive. Former champion is out for blood.
Smudger's starting to feel himself now. Now he's starting to get in that zone.
NM Smudger does it again. And if you beat him, you have to beat him twice.
NM Smudger, the challenger, taking on CV, the champion, in a rematch for the ages. And it starts right now.
We are back. Primetime 98. Apologize for the short delay there, guys. Of course, live events, these things do happen. we will be moving on to the next fight here this evening. You can scratch off the Amazon and Crusader fight. It is going to be between now, of course, on this main card, the one and only Art of War, who has been making runs over in the Xbox division. Came across some tough losses recently there, J-Dime, but looking to bounce back here this evening up against another incredibly tough test in KM M-Town's finest, who has been one of the kind of true veterans of the MK camp for quite some time, putting in some really good work across the seasons.
Yeah, and these are two fighters, if I'm not mistaken, coming off of tough losses. Art of War had that war. I forgot who he fought, but he ended up losing that fight because his opponent made adjustment on the ground and made it a dirty fight. Then M-Town's finest was kind of on a run before Nas beat him. It's two fighters who are looking to get back on the winning track, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. And he fought to come in, the guy fighting for the belt tonight, you know, the guy, Ali Deep, by decision. So it was a close fight. And as Jay Dime said, Art of War lost because the other guy made decisions. Made adjustments, sorry. So essentially, he was on a nice little run, Cyrus, before that, beating people like Ginger, who we've seen earlier on knock that person out with a back fist. So you know how good, essentially, Art of War is. Wartown's finest has got a good chance here to bounce back from that Nas loss as well. Muted.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, both these guys recently were on killing sprees up until you know, those losses, but those losses were against the top flight in the division. So you know, they're just learning lessons, I'm sure, from these competitors. Especially, you know, Art of War has been around the community quite a lot. This is his first time competing. He's done a great job so far, and he has been taking every win or loss like a lesson and seems to come out better and more improved every time he steps into that cage. And quite honestly, I've seen such a development in M-Town's finest game across the years. I've been very, very impressed with his ability to grapple, his style with the KM striking, also very, very unique as well out here, Jay. And you know, with the picks that they've gone for as well, you see Machida. I mean, that's a confident pick, maybe kind of influenced by by Caliber, who you know loves to pick Machida.
Yeah, and I look for Lyoto Machida to get really creative in this fight. I expect this to be pretty looking fight, not a I'm in a pocket brawling type of fight for Lyoto, Humble.
Yeah, I like his movement right there. As you said, that he's in the pocket, but he just needs like a little subtle step back to he's kind of meeting his opponent in the middle, so his opponent can't press him back. It's almost like false pressure, but it's not. He's trying to create the space and just step back and then throw a kick. I like the style, Cyrus. It's an interesting way to kind of pick a pocket to throw a kick.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Great lands and the spin kick on them.
Oh my gosh, Art! Is he gonna end this already?
Oh my god!
One away.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy turn of events to start the match. Honestly, that spin wheel kick could have killed him, Humble.
Yeah, he could have killed him exactly that, and he caught him clean as he was like leaning into it as well, Cyrus. So he did a bit more damage, is probably why he dropped from it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Good thing he had those hands up, otherwise his head would have been decapitated for sure. Back on the feet now. We'll see what work is going to happen. Right, I'm so impressed with M-Town Finest striking. He's doing a really good job of pressuring M-Town's Finest and trying to force out some mistakes. Of course, M-Town tricky, landing the uppercut. Good single shot, high variance here, Humble. But these guys, I actually think they're very, very evenly matched.
Yeah, they are. That Av was really tricky to essentially time. He does really good sort of. He throws really powerful shots at the right time. He really picks his shot pretty perfectly. But I do like what M-Town's doing. When he got caught a second ago, you know, that's the kind of time to tell you to switch it up because that jab's in his face constantly.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up. Art jab is tough to get past because he's going to throw that jab a lot. And he's going to start everything with that jab. And that jab is going to control where you move your head, Cyrus.
No, exactly right, bro. Oh, goodness. Honestly, I'm kind of like a little mesmerized right now. These guys really making real-time adjustments. It's hard to keep up with the adjustments that they're making against each other, quite honestly. The techniques that they're choosing to employ here, Humble. Lovely walk up against the cage. Head kick lands. Body rip. All beautiful work from M-Town's Finest. But look at Arch, just so composed, still in it. Like nothing happened.
It takes him smart as well, positioning him where he wants him, you know, against the fit. Didn't essentially go for a takedown, wanted to keep it standing. But beautiful work from Art to kind of king it, and also good work from Wartown to kind of make some adjustments to come back there, J-Dime, and make this round a bit more harder to judge right now.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think this fight goes past the second round because this fight is so evenly matched. And these are powerful shots, like that spinning wheel kick that dropped him, that they are throwing heavy leather, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. They are really engaging, like you say, right? They're throwing heavy leather. They are meeting in the center of the cage in a lot of situations, and just fighting in like the narrowest of margins. The tiniest of pulls, the tiniest of back steps seem to be setting up massive consequences for both guys. And with their kind of unorthodox styles, the front kicks that they have, the spin kicks, you know that at any moment they can just decide to let one go, and it really changes up all of the different angles that are possible there against them. Art of War, though, with the fundamentals here, Humble, he's landing at such a good clip on M-Pound, like just with that boxing.
Yeah, he is. He's been just the jab, as like we always talk about. It's like a repeating sort of process with Art of War. J-Dime, no matter who he's using, he fights similarly with each character. It's always about the jab. It's always about pressuring his opponent, double jabs, single jabs, different sort of angles that he's coming at. He's just constantly keeping that in your face, keeping you worried about something.
Yeah, you said it. You said it right. It don't matter who he uses. He's going to use that same game plan. He's going to use that jab, control everything with the jab. And I've yet to see someone take away his jab too, Cyrus.
No, exactly right, brother. Like, people seem to be struggling to adjust to it. Whether it be bringing, there's so many different options, and the problem is that all of the standard sort of reads and adjustments you can make to somebody's jab, he already has the adjustment to that adjustment worked out, and that's what makes Art so dangerous, is that he's thought through, and utilizing that jab in every fight allows him to really think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead sometimes in these fights, and it's down in this fight M-Pound's shoulders to really level up to that next game and try to take Art of War out of his comfortability zone here, Humble, which is what he's trying to do with some of those kicks.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking earlier on about how he's trying to create space to throw the kicks. You usually want your person moving backwards, or you can have them standing still. You've got to kind of surprise them with a combination. He's creating the space by just kind of going in and then stepping back and then throwing a kick, which is a nice way of doing it. The only issue is he's been caught a few times, J-Dime, when his opponent's timed him throwing a kick.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my God. Oh, he's going to try to kill his block now. Leona Machida has to get off. Oh my gosh, good counter, straight left. And that may change this fight completely, Humble.
Down the pipe, caught him clean on the chin. Precision, perfect, Cyrus. And now he's got him against the fence, slowing the fight down slightly. He gets out, or the jab's going to be back on him, and he changes to orthodox. Yeah. Try and kind of land it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's such narrow the margins. They're landing in a very big way. M-Pound's finals trying to find ways back into the fight. I do still, the accumulative damage that he has in his health means that, especially with the power of Kevin Holland, he's not going to have to land too many to put him on, kind of shaky street once again. Knees up the center as well. I mean, fighting dirty, fighting clean, all mixed together. I don't know which way it's coming, but
nice work. I'm liking this. This is a good fight, fun fight so far. Probably fight of the night so far, Jay.
What are we judging this so far?
I don't know. It's just a blur in my head. What happened there?
You're supposed to know this, Judge Humble.
Nah.
You're supposed to.
No, I would give it usually to Art. That's because of the problem is the rocks and the stuns. I don't know if they went to one guy more or the other guy more, but the time in between, what I'm seeing is Art kind of controlling the fight with that jab, and he's doing the more overall damage, the consistent damage, essentially, Cyrus. That's where I judge it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd agree with you as well. And in the consistent damage part, that's obviously the side of Kevin Holland in this bout. The blog has gone to head held already, as you can see, blinking coming into this third and final round here in this preliminary bout of Primetime 98. Kevin Holland still trying to work that distance. Art of War managing his range very well. Almost counters, a big miss. Talk about counters!
But that's when he gets caught.
Time.
That's when he gets caught too. He threw a 4-punch combo. He should have kept it short, used the jab, and kept the combos real short, Humble.
Yeah, and the way Motown's kind of set him up is like Motown will throw a 2-piece, and then he knows something's coming back, so he essentially just waits for it. And then to the liver. He's got his opponent on ice.
Yes,
Art goes down.
Is it over? Oh, side control.
People are saying 1-1 in the chat. I don't know. But people are saying 1-1. This could be a massive advantage, and Art's going to be wanting to get back to his feet, Cyrus, to do some damage or swing this back around, maybe get a finish if he can.
Yeah, I mean, in Art's mind, he's got to be thinking that this was 1-1. He's, he knows that he needs to change this around. Because, god damn, he is in some tricky waters right now. Somehow, some way, he just gets the fuck up. Derek loses his way back to his feet. And, oh, bro, he looks frustrated as well, Jay.
That's desperation right there, because it may be 1-1 and he want to get that stun back. So now he has no choice but to throw heavy leather and to throw caution to the wind, Humble.
Yeah, he's kind of not. He wasn't jabbing too much. He catches him with a straight right, and now the auto's firing back. This is a great fight so far, and if you just join us at PT, this is the action you see on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a fight basis, J-Dime.
You said it. You said it best. We don't have a boring fight, and this fight is going to end in this 1 minute 20. Because I know they're not going to let it go down to the judge's decision, Cyrus.
I was thinking to myself earlier that this is one of those fights I wouldn't. Like, I don't even care if it does, to be honest with you. It'd be beautiful violence all the way through. I still don't think it will. As bad as that is, 55 seconds. But these guys are continuing to try and find that finishing sequence. Little head moves, big spin.
I will say this, Cyrus. It all does come down to this. You do not know who's winning this fight. If you're either guy, you've got to finish it.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure. You don't know if you're winning this fight. One of these guys has got to go out and try and put it all on the line. And it looks like they're doing that, but maybe too many cowards. You've got to go first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to throw caution to win. Go first. Do not let your opponent go first, because you need this win.
You want it more? Both the same record, you can see what?
He wants it more. He may have just stole it. He may have just stole the fight. He may have just stole it right there.
Oh, God.
I love Primetime. This is the reason. It's not always like you people don't pick a fight off the card and say like, oh, this is gonna be the best one. It's always right, Cyrus. It's the sleepers. It's fights like this that these guys put on an absolute show. Credit to both guys for performing. We'll remember you for those type of performances. Excellent work. Maybe fight of the night and extra points as well. So loss is not too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Did he win it off that elbow?
29-28. Unanimous decision.
Oh my God.
Leon Machida, he didn't steal it, bro. He didn't steal it.
That was such a close fight. That was such a close fight.
That's crazy.
We'll see if we get the stats. I won't skip across just yet, right? If we can get some stats.
I have to see. I want the numbers.
Hey, I wonder what we're getting for the Lucky rating, Cyrus. He's like Dave Meltzer of the UFC esports world over there. Yeah. Shout out to Lucky as well. Incredibly important, Cyrus, that people do that work outside of leagues and do other stuff, and he grows as well as the community at the same time. Brilliant guy.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get to see the stats, sorry. But no, you're absolutely right, people. Like you would love to see, obviously, all the ratings and rankings he does for Primetime and everybody else. Always fun to see. So check out his Twitter if you haven't already. Talking about action, though, talking about continuing to set up, these bigger and better cards that we do week in, week out, and it's going to get bigger and better every single step of the way to PT 100 and beyond. We are now going to move on to the next one, of course, where we expect absolutely massive things from these competitors. It is what is going to be between some truly sensational competitors. They haven't been as active in this season. Jon Snow has come back after a bit of a break. He's 2-0 at the moment as well. They're humble, doing some good work, trying to build back into this season. And when you see these guys come back after some time off, you love to see them really kind of step that game back in, step back up to that level to try to, kind of get back some of the momentum of old. Your mic's off, brother, sorry.
Yeah, he's 2-0 at the moment, though, Cyrus, so it's good, he's undefeated. Coming off 2 nice KOs, one of them on PT 97 against King Wicks last time, J Diamond. He is fighting versatile, number 15. His last loss was to CV, and when you hear that, he beat Dino before that, so this guy's good. Essentially losing to CV is not, it's not the end, because CV's so freaking good and so is Smudger, so this guy's good and he just needs to correct those mistakes. And we see it time and time again, people like Goat, people like Fonty, people like Driz, they've been beat by the top, but they just keep learning, and then eventually they get that shot and they win the belt and start defending and becoming one of the sort of primetime names, J-Dime.
I like how you brought up versatile best win when he upset the world and beat Dino. Dino's kind of on you right now. He said there was no need for that, Humble.
I mean, Dino's a good name, right? So Dino's a tough person to beat. Everybody in the community kind of struggles against Dino. It's not often we see him lose. So it's more of a backhanded compliment, essentially, Cyrus, to say, it's a tough to beat Dino so that we know Versatile's a good player.
The only type of compliment that Mr. Humbledink gives is those backhanded ones. You're right, though. Look, I'm intrigued to see which way this goes. Versatile has been, like I say, making some good runs on this side of the table. He, at the moment, is 4-3, so he's kind of suffered off through a couple of losses. Obviously, the most recent one being up against CV, and like I say, no shame there. He's going to take that and come into this next one, I imagine, with a lot of lessons learned. Looks like he's deciding to attack the legs early.
Oh!
Big slip and rip.
Oh my!
He dropped him.
You said it's over, Humble? Do you think it's over?
I thought it was for a second there, but yeah, he managed to recover himself. Carl's Conduit, the natural born killer, essentially J-Dan back to his feet.
It's a natural born killer. Looked like he's about to get killed, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, that was not a great start for Jon Snow. He's got an undefeated record this season. He's 2-0, brother. Can you imagine if his goes that quickly in this round? I mean, god damn, he's not going to be happy with that. He's going to have to dig deep and find a way to come back into it, Humble, as he's attacking the legs of his own.
Nice calf kick right there as well. Yeah, just as you said it, beautiful work. He's back on the jab, Jon Snow. He seems to have regained his composure, J-Dime. He's starting to essentially pick up some shots, and I like the leg kicks, like Cyrus mentioned. He's going back to that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, but that's what vets do. You may get stunned, but you should never panic. You should just get your composure back and go back to the game plan, Cyrus.
No, exactly. And I mean, he is a veteran. He's been around for some time now as Jon Snow. He doesn't always... Oh my god. He's a slow starter, though. And look at the way that Masvidal's coming out. Masvidal loves those flying goddamn knees, Humble. He loves them.
Yeah, if I'm King Jon Snow, I'm thinking about that, if you go...
Oh! He's not thinking anything right now, Humble.
Nah, my brain's scrambled. I don't know what's going on. I'm just thinking about getting out of there. Gee, that's... Oh, look at that.
He finally made that counter. He done threw that flying knee about 1,000,000 times, Humble. Finally, he countered it. Now, if I'm versatile, I can't throw that again.
If you've got a guy that kind of like has a go-to move, if someone's got a pattern, essentially you start to think about timing that and start to think about what you're going to do. Good sidestep, a good kind of dip out of the way, and a combination that you're going to throw afterwards, Cyrus. And it seems to me that Jon Snow's kind of looking for that. So we'll see if the adjustments come from the opposite side and kind of counters the counter.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh my goodness, the right hand sits him down. Jorge Masvidal laser focus to spin kick. What the hell?
He got his elbow up. He hit him in the trap of the elbow there, Si.
Yeah, it's just about somehow. MBK staying in this. I mean, look, Jon Snow, he is trying his damnedest to stay composed and work his way into this fight. The flying knee might even still be there for Masvidal because he is ducking his head an awful lot, Jon Snow, and I don't know if this is just something the Versatile's doing because he's ducking his head or if he just loves the flying knee, but either way, it's a recipe for disaster for one guy.
Yeah, one guy's like, if you look at Condit, he's throwing the jab a lot, so he's essentially pretty much doing what Art of War kind of did the last fight, but at the same time, he's getting countered a lot, so Versatile's making the adjustments, he's slipping off the centre line and catching him a lot, and also catching him with his own shots, going forwards. Beautiful.
This
work
is close to the end.
Oh
my, and the knee again. Hey, he's going to have nightmares about that knee.
Who's knocked out of the night tonight? Who? What's going on? That is crazy, Cyrus.
Brother. Another emphatic finish. You were talking about highlights earlier, Humble. Why don't you remind these people, like he just did, on why these are so important, bro?
Mate, you get to like main events, etc., and you get on these video packages. We're looking to do more stuff as well, so we're looking to do breakdowns, and also if you want to join Primetime staff and want to do creative stuff like this, do hit us up. We're looking for creative people to kind of help us and join us and help us grow. But at the moment, we got these highlight packages, and these are so important. So I'm looking through stuff, Cyrus, looking for big moments, big reactions, big words. That's exactly what we're going to get right there with Versatile MMA. Beautiful flying knee KO.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's one way to get your name out there. That's one way to make people remember you. He looked fantastic. A little bit wild, a little rough around the edges, but a man that you definitely need to see compete in the near future. And with wins like that, I will continue to see him in the cage, I am sure. Versatile getting a big W, taking an undefeated prospect out of the running, at least for the moment. With that being said, my guys, we are not going to the featured fight of the prelim next. From what I hear, the Amazon and Mike fight is happening. That is a little delayed. We apologize for the confusions and the lobbying ups. They are in the lobbies. They are ready and raring to go. So without further ado, we will get the fight that we promised, and that is King Goddamn Amazon stepping into that cage against Mike. Big fight here, Humble. Like to see it. Very, very important point in both of these guys' runs on that PlayStation side of the equation.
Exactly that, and I just want to point out the matchmaking and the reasons for sort of the matchmaking as well. And I think Doc's done a fantastic job kind of doing this, because I know he's gone through these fights himself and kind of done it. Beautiful work. I love it when he does this. So he's got somebody who's 2-0, an undefeated prospect who's winning in the unaired, and they're fighting a veteran, essentially, J-Dime. So we know in this fight, if this guy's 2-0 and he's been beating certain types of people, you know, cans, I think we call them usually, we know because they fight a veteran and they have to come through the fire, essentially. And that's exactly what Amazon is. He's a veteran. He's great. He's been up there. So it'll be interesting to see if Mike can come through this test.
Yeah, but they're very familiar with each other too. Like when I go on parties, they're in the same parties. Like, this is not just a normal match. They know each other almost like their teammates, Cyrus.
Oh, you did mention that, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And look, when you know somebody that intricately, it really does add levels to what you're able to do inside that cage. How do you approach it? You could, know what their go-tos are and how to counter those things. And as you can see right now, Mike is really taking a forward pressure approach. But he walks onto the knee.
I see another knee today.
God. People are taking off. If some of the people have been watching, I don't know what they're doing, J-Dan, they've been watching that Masvidal knockout on repeat because they've seen it multiple times. The flying knee seems to be the move of choice tonight.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie. Next week, if I'm watching this week back, I'm preparing for a knee. My defense is built around someone throwing a knee at me.
Lovely little spin, bro. You're right, though, Jake. You are right. The flying knees have been coming through thick and fast here this evening. He's back on the feet, though. He's still pressing forward. Mike doesn't seem to be put off by that flying knee. Amazon's licking his lips and looking for an opportunity to throw it again.
Oh.
Can't take too many of those, Jay.
Yeah, he can't. And here's the thing about Amazon. I think he's going to throw something crazy. Because that's what he does. Amazon's one of those guys who will throw caution to the wind and throw anything. And he kind of doesn't fear getting hurt because he always finds a way to come back, Cyrus.
No, he does. He does, bro. Like, he is probably, I haven't done the numbers on it, but I put a bet that he's one of the top 2 active guys, top 3 active guys in the community since we opened PlayStation. He fights every single weekend. Sometimes, if he can, he'll put his name in the ring to fight more than once. He'll always try to take on as many bouts as he can. Some people in the chat comparing him to Hamzat, Chimaev, to any weight class, any fighter, and look, when he's on as well, he's a dangerous man in the cage, Humble. Let's be real about it. Like, he's looking laser focused here this evening. Looks like he's trying to pick Mike apart and trying to work his game. And it looks beautiful when it's going his way, just like that. I mean, he looks like a different type of fighter.
Yeah, nice work right there. I like the work that Mike's doing with his hands, the setups and stuff like that. But Amazon's just crazy. Like, he throws all sorts of stuff. It's almost like having another sort of attribute, another sort of thing where you can kind of know you're going to get hurt your time, you're going to survive, you've got good survival skills. Similar to Trixie. Trixie's really good at it like that. Not some of the fight styles, but the survivability, essentially.
Yeah, that's an underrated skill, being able to survive. Because I've seen Amazon, I've seen Trixie. Oh my goodness. This. Will he survive this, though? Hold on.
Survive this.
Will he survive this?
Oh, bro.
Oh, no. Oh, he survives.
And he survives. Oh,
he's still in it.
Oh, my gosh.
One thing that you mentioned, Jay, essentially, these two know each other, so surviving against somebody that knows each other, your patterns and stuff is a bit harder sometimes.
Oh my goodness. Great round. That was a great round there.
Oh, the flying knee. I forgot about the flying knee. Jesus.
Majestically flying through the air. Somehow he connects with that flying knee. Like these guys watching from out the back, right, ready to come out there. Like, okay, he landed one flying knee. I needed to land 5. He's come out. He's landed his first one. He might be looking for the finish with it. I don't know, but Henan Barao looking good up until he got sat down later in the round. Really back and forth. Massive moments for both guys, really.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I can tell this match means a lot to Amazon because I'm in a party and I can hear him getting coached in the background right now.
I'm with the extra analysis there, knowing exactly what the guy's telling him. But yeah, I know you're saying though, these guys have got teams. A lot of these guys, esports competitors, they all share teams and they get a lot of coaching, they get a lot of help. They've got people in their ears kind of telling them what to do. It's not just their sort of input. A lot of coaching factors go into essentially making a good fighter, Cyrus.
Nice.
Yeah, look, this is 2023. We are late into this game cycle right now. Primetime MMA is literally the pinnacle of the UFC 4 community, especially as it stands. So when you come into this cage, if you are not preparing on your opponents with the absolute wealth of footage that is out there on many of these guys, you're doing something wrong. And Amazon is a guy that takes this seriously. He trains. He's got a corner. You know, obviously, I'm sure he'll watch footage and have come across Mike in the past, and he's putting it all together, Jay, beautifully right now. And like I say, when he's on, he looks like a different man. He looks, like a world beater, basically.
Yeah, like when it comes to Amazon, he either going to look like the best in the world or the worst. It's like no in between. When Amazon is on, he can beat almost anybody. But
that's in the
sometimes you got to get dropped too to be. Sometimes he has to get dropped to wake up too humble.
Yeah, I was going to say that's in the same fight as well. You can look the best and the worst in the same fight, essentially. Yeah, so you're not wrong. 1 second he looks like he's getting his ass beat, and then the next he's beating someone's ass. So essentially, we'll see if he can do that and continue it. Essentially, Cyrus. But that first round, you've got to think that first round made him a bit worried because even if he wins this one, he's got to win the next.
Yeah, exactly right. They have scheduled themselves for 5 rounds. However, they do only have 3 on the clock, so they're going to have to get the job done over the next 6 minutes, 45 seconds, and they're not going to need it as he rains down bombs. He rains down bombs.
Highlights.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh my days. J Dime. J Dime. Amazon gets done. He rides. He's like our very own Chris Lieben.
He tried to kill that man.
He did. I mean,
no, he did kill him. He didn't try. He killed him.
Left hand, right hand. Woo! On the way down, look at the precision. Marksman-like.
Beautiful work. Common combination, Cyrus, as he was falling.
Yeah, I mean, look. He sent him to the land of wind and whispers. That little right hand, left hand, right hand from King Amazon. Like I said, he looked like a different man here this evening. Laser focused. I want to see that man turn up in this cage more often than not because he's a dangerous man. He's a bit of a world wrecker when he's going. So let's keep that momentum going for King Amazon, a guy that's traditionally a bit of a slow starter. Took no time getting going here this evening up against Mike. I am glad that we did not miss that goddamn fight. We almost did.
Great fight.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great fight.
It does, however, move us on very, very swiftly there, lads, on to the featured fight of the prelims. That's going to be Fear Batch, ranked number 10 on the Xbox division, going up against former champion, looking to make his run back to that gold, and that is FSK Bossman. Woo! Rank number 13, rank number 10, all the heat, all of the action lined up, and a featured prelim spot to go with it there, Mr. Humbledink. I mean, do the stakes get a little higher? Yes, they do. But to get them, you've got to win a fight like this, bro.
Exactly. We talk about this spot in the event so much. The featured bout of the prelims is picked with care. It's picked with precision. And the reason these two men are in this position, one, Bossman, former champion last season, excellent player, shocked the world at one point, but then went on a mad winning streak, just like he is right now, J-Dime. Currently, both of these guys are in 3-fight win streaks.
And here's the thing. I remember when Bossman became champ. Like, that's one of the memorable moments I've seen. I remember when he was using his Robbie Lawler. Like, he's actually a memorable champion for me in primetime right now.
Yeah, like he has an entertaining style as well. Like, he does like to get finishes. He has both submissions and knockouts on his resume. The one thing I will say about Batch is that Batch is a man that, quite honestly, from my my assessment, he tends to he tends to kind of be happy to take the fight into the later rounds here, Humble. I don't know how that's going to play against him with somebody like Bossman, who is at his best when he's given the room to work.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's the thing. But the thing about Batch, he's beat some good competitors. Like the last 3 wins he's had, he's against Masio, Ali DP, and Lilo. And Ali DP's fighting for a belt, so you know he's up there. You know he's kind of ready. And essentially, Bossman on the head, but top guys, Pirate Kip intro, mix-ups. No easy fights on them on any of those on the last 3 fights. Both of those guys.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. Woo. He's got impressed up against Cage. I mean, like, Pierre Batch letting those hands
Another
go.
knee! All day! I'm telling you, if I'm fighting next week in primetime, I'm preparing to sidestep the knee because that seems to be everyone's favorite move nowadays.
I think everybody's responsible for that. Nice.
Oh my
God. Oh my God.
Nice work.
I'll take this opportunity to make a minor correction, Mr. Humbledink. It was my fault. The match against Ali was actually a loss, which is why Ali is kind of now fighting up towards that belt. But you're absolutely right. He has been fighting the top levels with only losses to people who are in fighting for that belt. So I got you, Ali. That's my fault, bro.
Oh, yeah, Ali kicking off.
Yeah,
sorry,
Ali. I saw Ali in the chat, bro. I saw Ali in the
I
chat.
read my notes. I apologize. I just read my notes. But yeah, Bossman, obviously a former champion, trained with fighting there, I believe, as well, J-Dime, so he's got a lot of sort of that implemented, but he has his own sort of style as well. He likes to have a bit of grit in there, and essentially Fear Batch at the moment doing all he can to stop him pressing him forward.
Yeah, but
My,
that was beautiful. You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of an intro combo right there.
yeah.
Yeah, look, the lunging style all came from Cold Blooded, the KM boys. Part of that camp do it so well, but you've seen it replicate throughout the entire community now. Everybody likes the lunging strikes, and you can mix in some really interesting things, the head kicks, the spins to the body. But Bossman is a guy that uses the fundamentals better than most as he steps out and fires back, Humble. He's attacking that body. He's saying to Fear Batch, you want to go into deep waters, you're about to find out what those deep waters are really about.
Yeah, no, to touch on that is when somebody catches you with like a nice combination, you know, like one of those combinations, J-Dime, just feels sweet, and it's kind of nice. You know, he's been setting that up in the lab. You want one back. You want to kind of get one back, especially on edge. You know, you want one back. You want to catch him with one of your special combinations as well. You got to be careful though of getting a bit too over sort of complicated with the strikes.
Exactly, and even though that Max Holloway has the stamina advantage on paper, he can, nice knees. He can drain Max stamina just by them body shots he keep landing in between them combos, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's a slow, methodical sort of approach, you know, continuing to tack away at it. Lovely little stutter step right there, though. Fear Batch showing that he has got levels to his game, and he is trying to slowly show you those levels. Doesn't look like we've seen the full array of what, you know, Fear Batch is able to bring to the table, but he's going to have to dig deep into those tool bag, or into that tool bag here this evening, Humble, to go against, you know, Bossman, who is truly showing up with his A game and trying to take his opponent out mercilessly.
Yeah, people in the chat as well say Batch is cooking. You know, Batch is getting going. Essentially, J-Dime, he has fired some nice shots. Like I said earlier, though, you've got to be careful of the over complication in those strikes, kind of getting you caught or leaving yourself vulnerable. And Bossman is the type of person to pick up on that as well.
Yeah, and even though Max won that first round because of the stun, he can't get carried away because this is a very 50-50 fight. And like I said, look at the stamina, Cyrus, the body shots added up.
Yeah, exactly right. They are, bro. They are really, really starting to, you know, have an accumulative damage. You can see that he is physically a little bit more labored in it. Cut over the nose as well, which is never going to help the situation. Bossman, you know, seems to have a target in mind, and that's the nose and the liver shot. Continues to tag at both of them. I really like what I'm seeing from Bossman. He seems focused. He seems calm. Fear Batch, obviously, having big moments. But that one who sits him down.
Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? It's over, guys.
Wow. That's exactly what we said, J-Dime. Bossman gets his reads, makes his reads, and he becomes destructive, Cyrus.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. What a competitor. You could see, you know, the writing was almost on the wall. I feel like Fear Batch came out. He showed some really good different levels to his game. He had some fantastic moments, especially early. But from my eyes, at least, I saw that FSK Bossman was slowly starting to mount things in his favor, was starting to take away certain tools and capitalize on some big opportunities. And when he got that, kind of first smell of blood out here, J-Dime. He didn't waste any time pouncing on that and getting the kill.
Beautiful performance, and Bossman showed y'all why he was the former champion, why he's as highly regarded as he is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, goodness, what a featured prelim that was, and prelims as a whole. Of course, we start to finish, we have 17 fights here this evening. Every single one of these guys truly delivering. So before we get into the main card, if you are a fan of Primetime MMA, I'm sure you know by now, customary, we will go across to our promo, probably for maybe the last time here this evening. So anybody that hasn't seen it, let's get hyped up. 2 minutes here of non-stop promo highlight reel of the one and only CV, reigning champion and former champion and maybe PlayStation pound for pound GOAT, NM Smudger, in our main event here this evening. The true tactician, the perpetual gamer that is CV, the best on the PlayStation division, going to be stepping into that cage. CV up against Smudger.
This is like a super fight right now. These may be the two best PlayStation we've ever had.
CV versus Smudger. Those two guys have been going at it forever, almost. The only loss CV's got is to Smudger.
This guy is the truth.
That have victory vibes. I bring the pressure, they all get in line. I'm breathing life, now they getting revived. We make them stop on the drop of a dime. I'm coming hard, so I'm not going back. You took an L, you can come run it back. Keep it full circle like a coach of sack. Nothing was given, I don't owe you jack. We stay on fire, we always been hot. No gas, no break, we will never stop. No hourglass, but we on the clock. You know it's a show they gon' watch. I'm far from
The one and only NM Smudger finds a home once again. He says, no matter who I'm in there with, they ain't getting out there alive. Former champion is out for blood.
Smudger's starting to feel himself now. Now he's starting to get in that zone.
NM Smudger does it again. And if you beat him, you have to beat him twice.
NM Smudger, the challenger, taking on CV, the champion, in a rematch for the ages. And it starts right now.
And we are back, Primetime 98. The action continues. Joining me in the commentary booth for all of your virtual violence needs, the one and only Mr. Humbledink and the ever legendary J-Dime TV. Lads, what a card we have been having, and the action is only going to continue to heat up from here, brothers. This is the main card. We're here. I mean, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into it. BFAP Naznim, KM Frosty MMA up first. Promises to be a special bout there, Humble.
Yeah, it definitely does. And Naznim, I believe he went like 7-0 or something before he fought for a belt recently. And coming up quite short, J-Dime. But, you know, going on a run of 7-0 in 2 seasons, essentially, and not losing, that's incredibly impressive. There's nothing but killers in the Xbox division as well, so we know these guys are fantastic. And Frosty is a top striker, constantly had success, especially last season.
Listen to me. It seems like we always get this rivalry between the KM and the BFAP boys. Like, we always get these matchups. So, like, even if they've never fought, they got the scouting report on them. Like, it's so much film, and the team has fought so much that it's almost like you fought them before, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. And look, at one point in time, especially with Trixie reigning at the top of the Xbox division for so long, other camps kind of formed together and made the server, the blueprint server, if you will, and we're trying to deconstruct what these guys brought to the table. Similar sort of things started happening for some of those KM boys as well. As you said, a lot of footage out there on them, Humble. And, you know, even with all the footage out there, they continue to advance and develop their games to a point that it's almost unrecognizable when they step into the cage. So just it's so dangerous that you never know what to expect from these competitors.
Exactly. Last couple of seconds to get your bets on as well, but we have to talk about the picks as well. Rossi may have got the Sean O'Malley pick, and then he's fighting Rob Font. Jay Diamond, I'm quite surprised you picked Rob Font of all the characters he could have picked.
I'm actually not, because Rob Font still does have that 5-star boxing. And I've seen people use Rob Font a lot recently, Humble.
Yeah, that's a good point. 5-star boxing it's just the attributes of length of Sean O'Malley. It's kind of, you want to fight Sean O'Malley in a different sort of area than he's the best in. And by picking Rob Font, in my opinion, you're giving him a chance.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point here, because Rob Font, he usually wants to fight at range, use a jab, but Sean is a lengthier fighter, so yeah, you want to make it ugly with Sean, and this is not the right fighter, Cyrus.
Yeah, I agree and I disagree. I feel like the boxing could become problematic on the inside, but he does like to work it a little bit, like you say, from the outside. Right now he's doing great work. I mean, he's crushing the kicking distance in the punching range, and he's letting those hands go humble, just mounting up offense on Frosty time after time.
Yeah, exactly. Just because we say a fight is not kind of perfect as well doesn't mean you can't utilize it. You've got to kind of come up with a strategy. It's just sometimes it's going to make it difficult to enter the pocket against the Sean O'Malley. He's starting to do so. Timing the kicks perfectly, Jay Dime. As he throws a kick, he's then coming in with a big combination and catching him on the chin.
Somebody's going to get stunned real soon, Cyrus.
Yeah, I would expect it, brother. Look at the way that these guys are fighting. Full pedal to the metal. Every step of this fight so far. 3 minutes on the clock, Humble, and they only continue to heat up from here. The combinations from Font do not stop. But the head kicks from Frosty and the knee.
Oh my goodness. That was nice. And you know his first reaction was, after he's telling him, he threw a knee, Cyrus.
Oh my god!
Oh, he may be done.
He's clearly seen something with him ducking. Like, he's clearly seen. I know it's ironic because of the amount of knees we've had tonight, but this isn't just throwing a knee. This is landed 2 shots that kind of up the middle perfectly to stun or hurt his opponent.
It's over, right? It's over, guys, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be. We'll say 1, 2, and 3, and that is it.
Yeah. What a fight, bro! What a fight! I mean, it was a quick one, but these guys left it all on the line. Non-stop action. I know that that's one that Lucky will love. He will be rating that, I would imagine, fairly highly, because it was non-stop action. These guys, truly humble, delivered for themselves, for their camps, and of course, for Primetime and all of the supporters sitting at home. Beautiful fight.
They did 100%, but there's one winner, Cyrus. That is Frosty MMA, ice cold essentially. Jay Dime, beautiful work. He maximizes, his amount of points that he can earn. The prime time sort of point system. He gets a first round finish as quick as you like. Moves straight up those rankings. Couldn't have got any more points as we get tonight.
Yeah, he was on demon time there. Frosty fought him like he had somewhere to go, like he had to get this over with. So he's hurried up, and now he's out of here, Cyrus.
Turned up, bro. Walked up, got all of the bragging rights, and I mean, I wish he had said he walked away with a pocket full of cash, but maybe not. Maybe not yet. He walks away with his hand raised, big bragging rights, and steps up those rankings. Big win for him. When he came on the scene, to be quite honest with you, I expected big things from him because he looked very calculated. He looked like he had a completely rounded style, and here this evening he had to dig to a different set of tools. I feel like he had to show different kind of ripples to that striking game, and was able to battle against some adversity from what has been a dominant force on that Xbox division in Bifat Naznim, only suffering 1 loss when he got towards that title. Second loss on his career. It's going to be a tough one for him, but I know he will bounce back better than ever. Frosty, however, of course, on an all-time high, massive win for him and KM. He moves up in those rankings and will be highly ranked after beating number 7 in that bout. It does move us on, though, talking of highly ranked competitors, Mr. Humbleding, to rank number 6, STK Storm, going up against rank number 7 in Vuk. This, my friend, is going to be a battle of 2 completely, talking of well-rounded fighters, complete mixed martial artists that do like to use the full array of mixed martial arts at any opportunity they can.
Yeah, exactly. They like to mix it up. We talked about Vuk last week, I remember, against Joe Weller, Jay Diamond. He essentially mixes his game up so well, making it difficult. I think Joe Weller was 2-0 at the time, and it makes it difficult for these new guys to come up and fight him because he's fantastic at being an overall martial artist. And I've got to say the same for Storm. Storm is a former champion. He's competed up at the top echelon. We're starting to create a bit of a division in the PlayStation rankings, Jay Diamond, where we're getting a few guys that can win in the belt and kind of beat each other. It's kind of nice to see, and Storm is one of those guys, but he has to win right now.
Yeah, and this is a fight that really interests me because it's two former champions, and Vuck likes to make this a grappling match, make it a boring type of an affair. So I want to see if he's gonna stand on feet or is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do. But Storm's a really good grappler herself, Humble.
Yeah, he is a really good grappler. Storm, I'd be surprised if Storm doesn't try to essentially take it to the ground and try and control.
But that's what Vuck want to do more than anything too. So that's why, that's why this fight is so interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, we were saying about T-Ferg being unorthodox and so on and so forth. Buck is the epitome of that. He's an unorthodox guy, man. He'll Beyblade you. He will throw those uppercuts, and he will goddamn connect.
Oh my!
This is it.
Crazy.
It's over.
Crazy.
That fast.
That is mad.
That was under a minute. That was
Performance of the night, right there. Performance of the. You're not beating that. That's. We've had a few though. We had the first one for maybe the share performance tonight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, pure violence shown. Two former champions going at it. Getting his hand raised here this evening. Vuck Gaming trying to get back onto that title talk. That is a big win for him. Fuck, man. Yeah, that is mad humble. I mean, massive. Not only feathering his cap, like I said, just in terms of setting a statement of what he's here to do in this season. He looks like a man motivated after some big wins in recent performances.
Yeah, he does, and like we talked about Storm. Storm's beat people like Smudgy before, so you know how good Storm is. Storm is fantastic sort of competitor. A tough loss right there for him. He's going to have to try and bounce back. But Gaiman enters himself into that pool, J-Dime. He wants a big fight next, and there's a lot of fighters in front of him that we're going to be watching tonight that potentially might match up perfectly against him. But Buck Gaiman doing that to Storm right there, that was impressive.
Understatement. That was more than. Listen, let me defend Vuck for a second, because Vuck get this reputation of being like a very boring guy. That wasn't boring. That was a knockout under a minute. You can't say that's boring.
Didn't you say he was boring? And you the guy that said Vuck can be boring?
No, I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy.
He came out and then just destroyed.
That wasn't me who said that.
I'm sure.
I'm not going to say who said that, but it wasn't me.
Either way, man, but what a goddamn performance from him here this evening. Talking about highlight sort of knockouts and fan-friendly performances, that is exactly what is expected in this next bout. In what is his toughest test to date, Evo Panda steps into the cage, a veteran of the community, a man that starts quick and likes to live or die by that sword. That's going to be truly put to the test here this evening, Humble, up against the one and only Naz. He is stepping in there, brother, with what has been, truly fantastic runs here under Primetime from a guy that, we haven't spoken about in a while, from a guy that when he first came to Primetime had a lot of accolades under his belt already from ESFL, winning the belt and the like, but, suffered some heavy losses. I think he went 1-4 in his first season, but since that time has bounced back and season after season has advanced, got greater and greater records, has been able to secure that Primetime gold, and he wants to go back and do that again, but of course with, absolute hunger in his belly. Evo Panda rising to the occasion here after a hot run is going to try and stop that. He's going to try and get another win over another tough vet and get that feather in his cap.
Yeah, exactly. Both of these had similar seasons. Naz is a former champion a previous season, a former Grand Prix winner as well, J-Dan, and they're both 5-2. One is number 5, one is number 6. They have the exact same sort of pattern in records as well, win, loss. So both of them are looking. The only difference is that Naz has only ever lost to champions. So that is the real difference right there, and that's where the quality might shine. But Evo has a huge sort of opportunity to go in there and kind of shut people up, essentially, J-Dan.
Oh, did you call Nas Corey Sanhagen?
Nah. No, Corey's been a champion. He's been a champion, essentially. He's been a champion.
He's only lost to champions.
Yeah,
Corey's only lost to champions, too.
That's a good point. The good guys, though, everyone he's lost to is good, and that's the difference. But the quality, where we see quality, that might shine in, like I mentioned, Evo's got to stop that.
Yeah, but watch this. If Evo were to get this win, is he on his own title run? Does this start the backstory of Evo right here, Cyrus?
That's exactly what he's trying to do, brother. He's trying to put that name in everybody's head. If he gets a win over somebody like NM Naz, what a feather in his cap would be, and of course, his overall record would start to build towards one that would be slightly undeniable for him, at least being in talks. But this is the test at hand here, Humble. He knows, how dangerous Naz is. He's taken this very seriously, but He seems to be approaching this very, very fast, forcing the action and getting caught.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
That's going for that Floyd state, yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing: what Evo needs to do. Evo has to take away them slip body shots Nas throw because nice takedown. Because Nas, once he throw that body shot, you get in the habit of just throwing that uppercut because he going to the body and he slips it. So he has to stay away from them body shots at all costs, Iris.
Yeah, exactly right. And this isn't exactly any better for him, of course. The body uppercuts and the body rips weren't working well for him. He did get a little bit of success connecting, and Naz didn't like it, so he decided to double leg this man up against that cage. Wasn't able to hold him there for too long, though, Humble. Good work from Evo to get back to his feet.
Yeah, definitely. And like Jay said a second ago about the body uppercuts, I want to go back to that. Because Naz is trying to get him to be reactive. He's trying to get Evo to react to his shots and kind of throw certain combinations you would to counter. Where he's got to make his own rhythm. He's got to make his own pace against Naz. You can't go at Naz's pace. You can't let him fight at his rhythm. You got to throw singular strikes, keep him off your J-dime, and stop the pressure, essentially.
Exactly, but that's easier said than done. Yeah.
Lovely. Those uppercuts from Naz. But he gets blamed.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. Okay.
Beautiful.
Now this changes this fight a lot right now. He can't let himself get carried away though. He has to be cool, calm, and composed, and not fight with his ego because he got the drop, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%. And I was actually starting to think to myself, oh my god, there's a bit of frustration showing from Evo, but then he landed that shot and he's back with confidence brimming. But he gets clipped. That confidence was a little bit too much. Beautiful sequence.
Nice feint. He may have just woke him up. Yeah.
He's catched him with that elbow a few times, but Naz is looking for the perfect sort of counter shot. He looks for the left hook and uppercut again. A left hook again coming from Naz. He seems to have... That's kind of the move, Jay. Catching him with the left hook a lot. Evo comes back to the body. And this fight is a 1 minute in before the first round. This could be it.
Oh my goodness.
This looks bad. A minute ago, we was just talking about how, my gosh, now.
What a fight.
This is a... he won't stop throwing. He won't stop throwing. Evo wants this at all costs. Oh my gosh.
This is it. Craziest 30 seconds in esports competition. Back to the body.
Let's see.
Naz setting up a big shot. Evo.
Is it over? This is one of the craziest fights.
This
may be fight of the night if we want to be real here.
Oh man, this is that's the best minute of my life, sir.
That was amazing, brother. We had Dino Gamer in the chat saying average Evo fight, and you're goddamn right. Every fight he fights like this, and so does Naz. I mean, beautiful performance. The pulls, the slips, the dramas, the highs, the lows of both guys. And
Nas got something to say to him now. He said, "I'm making it fight of the night on purpose."
Is that what
yeah, me too. Me too.
Evo should say, yeah. Evo should say, same. He'd say, same.
Yeah, to be fair, it's all about entertaining people. Naz knows, man. Naz is about that. You know what I mean? That's his TikToks. We talk about highlight reels. He might be coming on right now.
Okay. Evo is not playing. Evo's not playing with him right now. Evo's waiting for this right moment right here.
Ooh. There's a difference as well, Cyrus. Hopefully nothing happens for a second, but Naz, you might make your highlight reel. You might make your TikTok highlight reel as well. You know, that's a big thing. For the thousands of people, you don't want to become one of those.
No, exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Evo. Oh my god, he gets clipped.
He's gone for it again. He drops. No jump.
Let him get.
My god.
He may kill that man.
Mate, he's counter.
How much does Evo have left?
Buddy.
His body is toast right now.
This is gonna be bad.
Does he have an elbow left?
He catches him again.
Does he have another elbow left?
Mate, he nearly got him with it. I know he was gonna catch him with it. Evo's like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey, it's a Connor fan. This hurts me to see right now.
That's his count. Oh my god. He's got nothing left. He's nothing left.
It's still Connor. He may have a little more than anybody. He may still have some power left.
Naz just chipping away.
He's trapped. He's trapped on his cage too.
Oh my god. He's he put him out of his misery. What a goddamn fight. Yeah, just shit, bro. That was amazing. I mean, for as long as it lasts, obviously there was a certain point where Evo was just kind of dead in the water, still trying to find a way. I know, but that truly speaks to the veteran heart and the dog that he has in him. But What a way for Naz, bro. Whether he made that on purpose or not, I don't know. But I tell you one thing, it was one hell of a fight, and fight of the night, definitely for my money. Those guys went fucking hell for leather, tooth and nail, J-Dime, until one of them got their hands raised, and that was goddamn NM Naz. Woo! What a fight.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Even though Evo had his moments, like I said, them Nas body shots are gonna add up at the end. Even though he was doing this thing, his body was toast for a while.
Always love to see them. Always love to see them humble. The pulls, the slips, and the body uppercuts that he rips. It's he even got a little screenshot for himself. It was a beautiful fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when we said that the action was only starting to heat up, we were not lying, my man.
We were not lying, and I would fully sort of get behind the winner of that fight in Naz fighting for a #1 contender fight next week. We have PT 100 coming up in a couple of weeks' time, Cyrus, the biggest event of PT history. We're going to go above and beyond for that fight. So everybody fighting tonight is fighting for a place on that card, essentially. There's only 2 events away. So, Naz, I think he might have sentimented himself in maybe a #1 contender fight. Maybe not, I don't know, because there's other people to fight. But I would petition for that if I was him and the people around him, because that was a fantastic finish, great performance. If he did it or not on purpose, J-Dime, I don't care. That was entertaining.
Listen, we're here for a good time, not a long time, all right?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a good time for sure. It moves us on what promises to be another absolute barn burner of a bout. It is the one and only BFAP Kante stepping in the cage, representing the BFAP boys and the BFAP way, up against the B3's very own Zach, who came out last time, put on a sensational performance against, I believe it was Pigeon. And, as I said, this guy has some of the better block breaking in the game and looks to fully display what the B3 boys are all about in this performance up against a dangerous veteran in BFAP Kante.
Yeah, exactly that, and he's undefeated at the moment. And this is the reason I said earlier on about Naz. I was like, I don't know, because there might be other people fighting. And Zach, B3 Zach, 3-0, as you said, Pigeon, Jon Snow, and Basic as well. All KOs in the 2nd or 3rd round, J-Dime. And that sort of pattern tells me something in himself, J-Dime, that he likes to maybe wear his opponents out and kind of finishing them late in the other rounds. No first round finishes rare, so we'll see if B3 Zach does exactly what it's on the tin of B3.
Man, this match is it's taking a while to start.
Everything's been weird.
There has been some server issues today, but whilst they take a couple of extra seconds as the EA gods allow us a couple of moments before this fight starts.
Don't say gods. Like, give them another name for them.
Fair enough. Matrix, Podgy, and CV, we appreciate the support. Continue dropping those bitties across the madness of what last fight was, but expect that to continue in this one. If you love the action in the last, it promises to continue between these two savages right here. Look at the start, Humble.
Like nearly 100k bet on these two as well, which is absolutely madness already. We don't either co-main or anything, but nearly 100k bet on the fight. And as you mentioned, the start there, we're gonna go crazy. I'm interested to see B3's positioning, J-Dime, because of the B3 style, going forward and hitting that block and kind of damaging it. But at this moment, what I can see is Kante controlling the center of the cage.
Yeah, but the style is in the name. Read the name on that top left side.
B3 block breaker. Oh my days!
Yeah, it's in the name. What's going to happen here?
Jesus, man. That was crazy because he used the takedown sort of defense to take him towards the fence and then just unloaded on Cyrus.
And that's one of the things about Zach, or Yellow Flash, is that he actually is very, very good at mixing in some of the grappling when he needs to, and he's got good pull counters, but Kante recognizes that, uses straight shots down the barrel to counter those pulls, and he's starting to have some connections here, Jay. Although the overhand lands!
Here's the thing about fighting them B3 guys. It don't matter how many times you drop them. They're still dangerous. They're still going to run at you at 100 miles per hour. None of this matters to them, Humble.
What I love about what he does as well is he gets in the face, right into the sort of nose to nose almost in the pocket. Doesn't throw a shot. It also means his opponent can't really throw too well, because even though they're in the pocket, their arm length's probably a bit longer than they need to be to throw the shots. And then they back out and kind of step out and then throw. So it's constant false pressure, constant in your face, constantly making you feel threatened, so you kind of overexert yourself. So it's a beautiful sort of game plan. I like the style of the B3 guys.
Yeah, 100%. They're completely aware of bullying their opponents in the cage in the way of making it feeling overwhelming. You know, there's a crushing, sinking effect that can happen when somebody's out grappling you, and they make that same feeling occur on the feet, whether you're able to defend or not. It is non-stop swimming upstream against the B3 boys who... I mean, Kante's leaving it out there, Jay, but he is just continuously being pressed right now.
Yeah, but this is crazy pressure, though. Like, this isn't easy pressure to go against either, because even if you're hurting him, he won't stop going forward.
It's not, and you can tell as well with the counter he did earlier on, he threw a 3-piece and 2 of them missed on purpose to kind of land the kick. And if he threw a 1-piece and a missed to kind of land the kick, it'd probably be better off for it.
Rob Fart.
Mohammed.
Will we end this?
Oh my days, he nearly gets the undefeated prospect out of there. B3, this he says. Nice work, beautiful jab down the middle. Oh, he comes back. Oh, jeez, what? Did you just see some Macarena right there, J-Dan? What happened?
I don't know, man. We seen something just now. It was a little bit of dancing going on.
That's a good one. What the hell? That's how old I am by saying the Macarena, Cyrus. Jesus.
You remember that? That's crazy.
Jeez. Parties back in the day were crazy.
At parties, we were doing that at elementary school. So he was a grown man doing.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Part of the old man gang. I'm with you, Humble. Don't worry, bro.
I know. And then I know. Beautiful work. Nice jab as well. I feel like Kante's coming into himself now as well. He's starting to feel more confident. But Zach just...
I'm scared for Zach now because TJ Block is a problem too. Because even if you're susceptible to getting block broken, even if you are a B3 boy, just because TJ Block isn't the best here.
Oh my God!
Oh, beautiful back. Jumps him. Goes for it. Doesn't get the up kick.
It may be over, guys.
He gets back up. Wants to keep the pressure rack on. He's got nothing. He's got no. Oh, he backs up. Sorry, what the hell?
I would just go forward if I'm Rob.
I wasn't expecting him to back up.
TJ don't have. He has nothing left. He has nothing left, guys.
No, it's over.
Yeah, this is over.
This is B3. It's almost like sign him up. You know what I mean?
Oh my.
Jesus Christ, Kante. Well played. Well played. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have to say, like, I know Zach trains in the mean streets of Tarkov. He has he put in the work for this camp. Unfortunately, did not go his way for him, but Kante showcasing the advancement in his striking, sticking to the game plan, staying composed, believing in his hands, and ultimately finding a home for that killer sequence there. Beautiful work, J-Dime. A big win for him, and I know being able to stop that wrecking train that was Zach going through for the B3 boys, giving him his first loss. That's a big win for him, and it's going to give him a lot of confidence heading in towards that PT 100. Try and get the biggest and best fights he can. To kind of get himself into those positions. Performances like this is what he needed.
Exactly. You said it right, and like someone in chat said, I never thought I'd see the day a B3 boy gets his block broken.
That's class. He did exactly what the other guy was supposed to do. And at one point in that fight, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about anyone else's perception of the fight, Cyrus, but I was fully invested in Zach kind of running away with that, and then all of a sudden Kante just was like, nope, I'm coming back, I've got your number here. And there was 100,000 bet and 18,000 of that was bet on Kante. So some people are rich right now.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, ultimately, right, Kante did the BFAT boys who always back themselves and their teammates, very, very proud. And I'm absolutely with you. I thought Zach was starting to run away with it. I was almost writing Kante off, and then I remembered this man is built different. He somehow, some way found the mark, dug deep, and got the job done. A lot of people crumble against that pressure, but not him, and not today is what he said. Not today, brother, not today. And he gets another big W, moves to 7-2, building a really nice record in this season. Has big things ahead of him. He was already ranked number 3, and I mean, he's putting some good cases together. It's hard to deny the man when he's putting out work like that, but it's a tough old thing being at the top of that PlayStation division right now. So many killers, so many big performances that have happened and can still happen. With that being said, Xbox is, of course, only one part of what we do here at Primetime MMA, and Humble, I'll throw it back to you, my man. Up next, we have two guys at the upper end of that PlayStation division. That is MK Dave currently ranked number 3, going up against the one and only Dino, the guy that likes to fight at high altitude, takes his opponents into deep waters and tries to sink them. He's going to have to do that here against MK Dave, who has been on a bit of a run recently. Obviously suffered one loss, I believe, in his last performance, but other than that has been kind of taking people's heads off.
He's on a 2-fight losing streak to Smudger and Gore. So that's okay.
Yeah, but
he
was
he was on an absolute killing streak beforehand, which has obviously left him in a great position. But still fighting Dino this week. Dino has obviously got the exact same record, so it's very interesting that these two are fighting each other, kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum. Dino coming off a couple of losses, MK Dave's defending his spot and coming off a few losses himself. And there's some big fights above these two for PlayStation. We've got some massive fights here. Whoever wins this one is going to be in a fantastic position. But J Dime, we both know this is going to decision.
No, we don't. I'm going to tell you why. You forgot. Last week, Dino surprised us. And he took Storm out in a masterclass with Leon. And he told me this week, he said, I get to use Leon again?
Fair enough. Well, we'll see if he can do it again, because he hasn't been replicating too much. Like we always say, we've got a 98% finish rate on Primetime and a 2% Dino rate of decisions over there, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. The finishes have been at an all-time high through Primetime over its run. Shout out to Bane, who back in the day, kind of coined the Primetime guarantee. He was not wrong, and it continues to deliver. The fans continue to support. Once again, all the follows, the betties, we appreciate it all. And these guys will continue to put on performances to shock and awe us, J-Dime, as we're trying to see right here from Dino early with a pull guard and a submission attempt.
Oh my. Yeah, he's fighting like he got somewhere to go right now, because he pulled guard to start the match, something Crone Gracie tried to do but couldn't do successfully. And now he's on top of him, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly where he generally gets his best work done in these positions. Early denial, arm triangle attempt. Can his opponent dig deep here? Can MK Dave try to find a way to get through these muddy waters? Because Dino in these positions with a lot of time to work is a bad spot to be humbled, especially since he scheduled himself for 5 goddamn rounds of this.
Oh my Jesus, he postures up right there. I was going to say about Dime's point about trying to get out of there. He's got somewhere to go. There's been so many big finishes tonight, and we know what the implications are of this fight. So he's trying to get rid of him as soon as possible. He's trying to prove a point. We've had a bit of a rib at him, J-Dime, about him having decisions, etc. So Dino's trying to really prove a point in this fight. And I like it. I like the urgency.
Yeah, but ever since I said that, Dino has gotten a finish. So maybe he heard what I'm saying, and he's trying to prove me wrong. But I like the way Dino is fighting right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, quite honestly, like I said, I feel like this is where he's done his best work in the past. When he's thrown hands, he's had success. But I don't know why he's really gone to that world. Let's address it. I mean, people in the comment section of the Twitch chat in particular were obviously mentioning the ping going into this one. We're aware of it. 300 but it's completely stable with Dino. And as of the rules right now, we value stability over anything else, of course. These things can always be reviewed, but the stability is the most important. You can see that he's come in here and, we've had fights out here, Humble, with 30 millisecond pings that, are a little bit unstable, and they'll jump and you'll have issues with the stream quality. This is an enjoyable fight between two guys that are on an equal playing field.
Yeah, we fights beautiful work. Beautiful work, J-Dime.
Yeah, that was an uppercut from hell.
Nice hook.
Oh my god. Oh my
god. Kick from death.
Oh my!
Oh!
I refuse to look.
Oh my god!
This is crazy.
Oh my god! I feel bad. I can't feel bad for him, bro. He had a family. That elbow.
He had a family.
Goddamn.
Little Timmy's coming through. Daddy, you okay? Daddy's not okay.
We got a lot of crazy knockouts today.
Man, it's been what a crazy event. Like, dressed to impress, Cyrus.
Yeah.
Dressed to come out to try and to make it. Like, I like it. I like this urgency. It feels like we're building towards something, right?
Yeah.
It feels like we're building towards something, and we are. Primetime 100 is a couple of weeks' time, and these guys are setting themselves up nicely for the last couple of events towards it.
Yes, sir. The momentum is at an all-time highest. If you are not part of the absolute wrecking train that is Primetime MMA, now is the time to jump on board. These guys have been around for us from day, have seen us grow from, what has truly been a grassroots community into what is now a wrecking force within the esporting community on the UFC side of things. These guys, it's all down to the performances, quite honestly, by these competitors. I'll throw it back to you, Humble. They have truly delivered every single time. We've had guys come across Xbox and PlayStation, respectively, put it all on the line in that cage from their performances, for bragging rights, basically, to showcase their skills, to make sure that people know that, they are the best on their divisions. And the advancements we've seen, the way that the community pulled together with gyms and everything else has really, really kind of elevated this thing to the next level.
Exactly that, and we're getting a lot of guys, like I mentioned earlier on, starting to beat each other at the top. It's not becoming just one person kind of dominating. Smudge has been that guy for so long, but we're starting to see the CVs, the GOATs, the Storms, the Vuk Gaming now as well. A few other guys kind of coming along and challenging each other and beating each other, including Dino as well. So there's a lot of these guys who are starting to beat each other and kind of do it. And our PlayStation division is growing stronger and stronger and stronger each week. Get your bets on right now, because there's a huge fight coming up. It's going to absolutely be a mad fight. J-Dime, it is B3 Gold versus Ripe MMA. What a fight we have here.
Exactly. And here's the thing, Ripe has been on a come up recently. Ripe's really an underrated player, and we know B3 GOAT was just the champion a few weeks ago. Or was it last week? He was just a champion, and he's one of the best truly on PlayStation. So this is going to be a tough match, and if Ripe could win this, he can make his case for title implications.
Yeah, look, ultimately, GOAT is not happy about that loss. He wants to right what he considers to be a wrong, and wants to get that one back. He needs to get a big W here this evening. Ripe has been a guy that's, honestly, I feel like he's like the dark horse of the PlayStation division, to be straight up with you, Humble. He's a guy that, got submission of the year, like I said, but I always mention it, he got that done with the hands, and people that, kind of maybe look past him, I feel like, but he's got a lot of tools in that cage, and he shows a lot of fight IQ out there. He's an intelligent man in the cage.
Yeah, definitely. And him being a former champion, he's going to want to get it back in blood. And Ripe Mma, as you said, good win over Moolah in his last fight. I always think Moolah's like one of those guys that Jay mentioned before. Jay called him a stepping stone before, but Moolah is one of those guys that if you...
No. I'm going to tell you exactly what I said.
What did you call him?
He's the gatekeeper. He's not a gatekeeper. He's the gatekeeper. That's what I call him.
But it's a good win. It's a good win, right? It's not a disrespect. Moolah is a brilliant player, so it's a good win to get, and you know what level you're at if you do beat Moolah.
Exactly, and here's the thing. I didn't say that as disrespect to Moolah. It's just, you know what I'm saying? He's the gatekeeper.
He's the boss that you kill before the real boss comes out, is what you're saying. It's I'm with you though, bro. But genuinely, Ripe is having some difficulties right now. I feel like GOAT is looking so focused. This is the best striking we've seen from him, Humble. He's genuinely getting some fantastic, pulls and counters.
Yeah, he is. It's nice work right now, and I like the Conor McGregor pick as well, because he's good with that sort of character.
So here's the thing though. When it comes to GOAT, he picked Conor McGregor. But do you think he's still going to somehow grapple? Because that's his bread and butter. So if it hits the fan, if something go wrong, do you think he's going to take out the grappling again?
Potentially, the grappling's always there for GOAT, and that's kind of, one of those things that you can kind of use. But you've got to as well, because Tapora is the strength as well of Tapora. It's almost similar to Conor McGregor, Cyrus.
Oh, he may have to grapple now.
Power.
But if I'm GOAT, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god! Oh, this is crazy. I was about to say I would have went with someone who can grapple, but I feel like being a grappler, it's not just character you pick. It's you, the player, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Right. Brother, sorry. Between some technical issues that was trying to be under the hat a little bit, right, and the madness of the fight, this has been a bit of a confusing time, to be quite honest with you. I've struggled to keep up with all the action ahead of us, but GOAT is truly, looking really good on the feet. I just feel like Ripe is more calm, he's more calculated, and with his approach of attacking the body in a slow and calculated fashion, the accumulative effect of that could be massive if GOAT isn't careful. There, Jay.
Oh, nice work. That was beautiful.
Yeah, but oh my god!
Shot.
No, Ripe looks good.
Drops him.
Ripe is folding him like a chair right now.
It's a big amount of ground and pound, but the main amount of damage was to the liver. It stands at the back to the feet. Goat's going to be in trouble. He's got to be careful not to try and get it back in.
He was in trouble. Now it's the other way around. Now Ilya Taporia is in trouble. Oh my gosh, great round.
The former champion Humble did not need very long at all to get back that rock. I mean, god damn, he stood up and went to work, my man. 10 seconds, got the rock back. Potentially brought this round back. I don't know which way that went. I think Taporia still won. I think Ripe still won. But, I mean, fuck me, man. We got another 10 minutes left ahead of us, and that was crazy.
It was a great way for Goat to end the round, but he had a rock against him, a stun against him, I think a leg health as well, and a knockdown. So, essentially, 3 against 1. But he kind of brought a bit of momentum back in his favour. He needs to get ahead and get ahead early because of the stamina, essentially, J-Dime.
Yeah, but this match isn't going 10 minutes. Y'all said we got another 10 minutes. This match is going to be over soon.
Depends if he grapples.
No, if he gets stunned again to the body, he should grapple. To be real with you.
He should.
Oh my god, that right hand from Ripe continues to land, and he's got his head health blinking. But Goat is sticking to the game plan. He's sticking to the script, Humble. He wants to throw hands in this one. He wants to prove a goddamn point.
Yeah, nice work as well. The beautiful work for the clinch. Changes it up slightly, makes it dirty.
There we go.
One of the things I noticed from Ripe, though, J-Dime, I don't know if you did as well, on the exit of that clinch before, that's where he caught within 3 body shots, as Cyrus mentioned. So it really did some damage to Goat's body, and then he followed up with some big combinations. But got to be careful of those little parts. They add up.
But do you think it's a case of Goat has fell in love with his hands and gotten away from his bread and butter, what he's known for, Cyrus?
It might be. I mean, he's mixing it up a little bit here, but the pick is definitely not going to go into his favor of that. But look, he's not getting it, bro. Ripe is on it. He knows the game plan. He knows, like, even though he's Connor, he's going to mix in those plates. He's going to make it dirty. So he's going to go to that body. And even though Connor's landing in big ways, he's getting the worst of the connections.
Oh my god.
He's really... I've never seen Goat fight like that.
Oh my god.
He jumped in.
Hold on. Does he have it?
This is crazy. This is crazy.
If he finished, he don't have the stamina. He don't have stamina.
It might be over.
Is it?
This is a strong sub, man.
Goat's good though. Like, he knows how to escape this sort of stuff. Like, there's certain techniques you can kind of use.
He got the mission of the year. I'm telling you, bro. Ripe is a different beast.
Right.
Oh, he got the counter.
He's got the counter. He's got the counter.
I've been choked out with this before. I completely forgot I was in it. It happens sometimes, but you gotta be careful. Nice. Woo. Nice work. What a fight. We have. Goat versus Ripe. Matchmaker's dream.
That counter was vital, man. He would have been out. Like, no joke. I thought it was done. Ripe is really low-key a sneaky submission artist. Winning submission of the year last time, almost gets one there. Goat sticking true to the B3 style of never giving up, but he's back on the feet and he's getting clipped.
Dropped.
He's getting folded. Hey, Goat, it may be over for him. I don't know.
Yeah, this might be it.
Nah, he survives, bro. He does it. He keeps doing it somehow, some way.
Is it just me that wants to see a third round? Honestly, I feel like Primetime is Oprah tonight. All we've done is deliver, essentially, J-Dime. Constant gift after gift, over and over again.
Yeah, where's Goat stamina at right now?
This doesn't exist. What stamina?
Jesus.
Let's go, Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, I know Matrix is enjoying the fight. Coming through, dropping those biddies again. Every time these guys coming out, throwing hands, the fans going nut in the chat. I mean, the support has been at all-time high for both of these competitors, quite honestly. The B3 in particular, there's a lot of support raining out for Goat right now. He is a little bit worse for weather, but he's not out of this as he's trying to answer back in what is an uphill battle here, Humble.
Oh my god.
It's like nearly 60,000 or something on him as well. Like, people have put money on Goat. They believe. Always Goat gets a massive bets, doesn't he, J-Dime? So a lot of his teammates believe in him, and he could be losing a lot of people. A lot of money.
Yeah, but he may need a gun. This looks close to over.
He needs a mog.
Oh, bro.
Oh my god.
Bro.
But that...
Ow.
Oh my god.
Only Goat does that shit,
He's
Jay.
surviving.
Only Goat does it.
He's surviving, but if I'm Ilya, oh my god. I'm throwing these shots to the body. Exactly.
Yeah. Just wear him out.
There's no body health yet left.
Man, if Goat manages to pull this off, frick me.
Oh my god.
He's on top.
With no stamina, he got the sweep.
3 minutes of grappling now, as J-Dime mentioned, that it would not go full distance.
You may not be wrong this 3 minutes.
Oh my. If he wins it...
He's got enough, though. He's going to be tired now.
Oh my God.
Goes to half guard. Goat's going to keep his composure, maybe?
Yeah. Well, edge of
Does
your
he have
seat.
enough stamina?
I know, that's
to
like he's
do
crazy,
anything?
bro.
He may need a sub at this point.
Go need to go.
Oh my God, the edge of your seat action continues. Submission
Nah, it's not
attempt.
over. He started far away. Oh.
Now it's over.
Yeah,
It's
no,
over.
the defense was good, but
Wait,
He
if he
slammed.
get the slam, he may be able to get. Oh, it may be.
no
over.
way, no way, brother. I think
No,
he
it's
might
over. It's
have
actually
him.
over. No, it's over. It's over.
done.
The match has ended.
It's over.
Oh my
Beautiful
God,
work.
he's
my-
done it.
Yeah, Ripe MMA has done it again. Done it. Maybe
And
another
it's
switch to the maybe another.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
some people done lost their points.
Yeah, some people have lost some money.
Woo-hoo! Not
Like,
happy
whoa.
about that one, and I can imagine why. I mean, look, Ripe MMA, as gamer as they come. God damn it, J Diamond, Mr. Humbledink. I'm telling you now, brother, this guy is a goddamn problem. The dark horse of the division. He does it again. Humble, like, what's your reaction, bro? I mesmerized as me.
I'm just looking at the bets, and there was 106,000 on B3 Court and 3,000 on Ripe MMA. So some people, and 8 people to be precise, have won some money, Cyrus. They've won some money, but honestly, what a performance for Ripe MMA. Give that man his credit, because B3 Court is no joke. He's a former champion. He knows how to do it all. Like you both kind of alluded to, maybe he hasn't picked his best character to kind of utilize his skills here, time. And we've seen his skills as well in the third round. He did some good work from the ground and pound. Maybe if he had a newsman pick or he had someone else, you know, he could have done a bit more work there if he picked a kind of a grappler type.
Yeah, I agree with you because his grappling is his bread and butter. Yeah, his hands have gotten better, but when everything goes wrong, what do you do, Humble?
You go back to your skill set, don't you? You go back to
exactly what you know, and that's the grappling. And it's not easy to do with Connor, especially when you're getting your body torn up like that too.
Yeah.
Well, in what was an absolutely sensational bout here on this main card, these battles between these competitors continue to heat up as we forecasted, as we goddamn promised. So all the Primetime supporters around the world, we are moving on to the next one in what promises that action continues. I mean, it doesn't get any better. EK's Fonty, the former champion, recently losing that belt, trying to reclaim Primetime Gold, trying to keep his name relevant and at the top of the division. Humble, he's going up against the one and only BFAP Swift Trixie. We talk about Smudger, and we will again a little bit later on, being the pound for pound champion over on the PlayStation side of things. This man has his own goddamn emote. He sets records, he breaks faces, and he looks to do that here this evening, trying to get back at that gold that has eluded him so far this season. But Fonty is a different beast. This has all of the writing on the wall to be what is truly one of the most legendary bouts on the Xbox division to date.
Yeah, exactly that. And if people don't know, if you're new to Primetime, like I came in around about season 3, J Dam, I know you're about season 4. I think there's about 5 or 6, correct me if I'm wrong, Cyrus, 5 or 6 seasons in the Xbox division, because it's a bit more, obviously that's the original one. And Trixie was like the best player for maybe 4 of those seasons, if I'm correct.
Bro, he has been one of the best players since UFC 3, and has he has continued his winning ways. The UFC 4 is truly where he has got his name though, because he's done some great things. The records he set in Primetime, winning the ESFL Venom Invitational, doing a number of big things within the community. He has truly separated his name from the rest of the pack in terms of accolades. But of course, that's what EK Fonty J is trying to do. He's trying to set those records. He still has that hunger in his belly. And what can he do here other than excel? This is his moment. This is his time to get that big win.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say Trixie has been getting worse, but he's been taking more losses than usual, and this may be the perfect time to get that on your resume right now.
Exactly. And going back to what the point of all this was, Trixie's been that guy for 3 or maybe the start of all these seasons. 5 seasons in primetime, been dominant. But Fonte's been dominant this season. Fonte was the guy who's defended his belt 3 times. Fonte's the guy who kind of won the belt out of nowhere and then become one of the most impressive players. It's up to Trixie to come out and take Fonte out here because Fonte's coming off the back of a loss. But at the same time, he's the guy who's kind of excelled himself and put himself up there, Cyrus, this season.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, talking about separating yourself from the pack, that's what he's done. He's been the new kid on the block, new blood into the organ grinder, and he has somehow, some way been able to, really, really elevate his game through absolute pure sacrifice and, commitment to the game. But it doesn't get any higher level than this. This may be, even though it's not a title fight, maybe one of his biggest fights on paper, going up against somebody like Swift Trixie and the resume that he possesses. He's doing well as well for my money so far. He's making a bit of a dirty fight, Jay, not showing, too much respect and saying, look, I know you're great, but I'm also great. I believe in my skills.
Yeah, that's what his mentality needs to be. Someone may be great, but they're going to have to show you they're great. Don't just believe the word of mouth. They're going to have to prove it to you.
Oh, nice work.
And he's about to prove it to him.
Beautiful body work. Nice work. It goes back to the body with the nice kick at the end of that. I love the ending. Knew his opponent was just out of reach. Lands a kick at the end. First blood to Trixie. And I do believe, Cyrus, I don't know if this is completely correct from the matchmakers, but this has got to be like a number 1 contender fight, if I'm right. I know Fonte's just come off the back of a loss, so maybe he has to do a bit more. But I do believe if Trixie wins this fight, he will be fighting for a title.
If Trixie wins, he's putting his name there for sure, man. He's on a good win streak at the moment. He's really putting it together. There's no official number 1 contenders matchup right now with the top end of the Xbox division being so deep and so many guys close to it. It's really about, kind of put your name out there through the performances, let the performances do the speaking. And I tell you, as the Xbox pound for pound GOAT is now going to work and getting some successes up against EK Fonte, the PlayStation pound for pound GOAT is appreciating it and dropping some biddies. We appreciate NM Smudger dropping those 200 biddies as we see these guys continue to throw bombs. Look at Fonte, man, circling. Doesn't get put off. He's continually in his face.
Yeah, Fonte's my most improved player, J-Time. Like, Fonte, for me, when he won that belt, I think he's setting a confidence to himself to say, I'm up there with these guys. And since then, he's been phenomenal.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and he doesn't fear Trixie at all, which is the great thing about him. He's just playing his game. He don't care that Trixie has all these accomplishments, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Belief is half the battle as EK Fonte has been marching forward, throwing bomb after bomb in this one. Humble. He is not out of the waters yet. Does get a beautiful slip, but without the connection on the counter. That was one hell of a first round. A stun apiece with a lot more significant strikes from the former champion. They're both former champions from from BFAP's Trixie. He's had a big, strong round, but there's a lot of successes to take from Fonte. And, he's still going to, very, very much believe and like his odds in this fight.
Yeah, he is. And a lot of his teammates as well are very active and very sort of prolific in prime time at the moment. We've noticed a lot of guys from Trixie's camp, like Dirty Dave and stuff. We haven't seen him in a while. So a lot of those, it makes you question it. It makes you question sort of all of the campmates kind of keeping yourself motivated, keep yourself up there. Fonte looks like a killer right now, J-Dan.
No, he does. He looks like a man possessed right now, but Trixie is having the success of his own too, Cyrus.
No, Trixie is up in this fight for my money in what was a close first round. He's up in this fight. Obviously a great start to the second round from Fonte, who is now getting a couple of slip counters off. An uppercut lands and another one getting his head health low for Trixie. Honestly, momentum shifting in the side of, Fonte Vettori. He's doing a really good job of striking on the offbeat. We talk about it so often, but trying to offset his rhythm and keep Trixie guessing. And he's doing a great job with it, Humble.
This is one of my favorite technical fights we've seen so far. These guys can fight all week if they want to fight all week. I'm sure they fought actually, but I can't remember the result. But I'll try and get some word from the truck. But these two just look brilliant. Like Fonte's surprising me every second he's fighting because he's Vettori. The Vettori pick and the way he's striking doesn't feel like it's Vettori. It feels like he's Israel Adesanya J-Dime.
So, are you saying this is the most technical you've ever seen Marvin Vettori?
Maybe. If it was striking wise, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's saying Marvin Vettori has no technical ability and that this is the first time that he's seen that displayed, Cyrus.
I cannot say I disagree, with that sentiment in its totality, to be quite honest with you. Marvin Vettori showing fight IQ I did not think is possible as he sits down Trixie and pulls on the pressure, Humble. This is fucking craziness.
Oh my God.
Jesus, went WWE on him right there. Shit time, picked him up, slammed him on the canvas, got a half guard right now. Can he continue to do some more damage? Goes for the arm triangle right there. Yeah, it's not dangerous, so you can just get a gauge, but I don't think you're going to get Trixie with that. He's too sort of experienced, maybe biding his time, slowing things down. J Diamond kind of resetting himself.
Oh, nice now. But Trixie has to do nice reversal. I was about to say he has to do something, and he did it right on cue, Cyrus.
Yes, he did. And with Israel Adesanya, it can be a little bit difficult on bottom, of course, but he was patient, and that BFAP way, has such a deep wrestling base. They've drilled these positions so many times. Although Ike Fonte just is an absolute pro at the moment, using that professionality to work his way back into a advantageous position for the final 20 or so seconds. Takes his back as well, Humble. This might be 1-1 for my money going into the third. What a round from Ike Fonte. Quite clearly showing the levels in his game that he has been developing. Truly, truly a dangerous competitor in that cage, and anybody fight at this stage.
You see that man though right there, that guy that's just been dropped 3 times, that is the primetime GOAT. That's the guy that we call the most durable guy in primetime. That's the guy who's had the most comeback finishes of anybody in primetime history. That is Trixie, and that's what Trixie does. We define sort of style types and things around Trixie, just like people used to do against Anderson Silva. J Time, he is the man. If anyone could do it, it is him.
So are you saying what he used to be? Are you saying he used to be all of that? Is that what you're saying?
We'll find out. We're about to find out. We're
finding out right now.
This season right
he
now.
Looks good. He looks good.
Needs to come back right now.
But Fonte is on his A game.
Oh, Jesus. That was close.
Hold on.
Lovely work. He continues to just strike on the offbeat, keeping the block of Swift Trixie down, making him second guess when he's needing to advance and be defensive. A great juxtaposition between these two competitors, as now the head health on both guys is approaching that halfway mark. Fonte's actually doing the best, better in terms of the overall kind of health, though. Momentum's in his favor, brother. Fonte's on a bit of a run right now, Humble.
Yeah, my eyes for Trixie's got 3 minutes to kind of come up with something. And Fonte's not got really bad stamina. His head health's not too vulnerable. He can't really pick up on the block. So Trixie's got to really put his foot on the glass, come up with something, maybe set up a big shot. But Fonte seems too smart to the sort of setups at the moment, J-Time. I don't really know what Trixie's got to do to kind of change it around. He probably does a better idea than I do, but he's got to do something.
He needs a moment. Then everything starts there.
Oh, there it is. Nearly.
Well, Marvin Vettori got a super chin, so it didn't do nothing, Cyrus.
Yeah, he was one jab away from that, doing some serious damage. But Trixie knows that. He's going to make those adjustments. I'm telling you, man, he's got 2 minutes, and he's got the ability to turn it up. Fonte needs a double leg, for my money. He needs to shoot that double, tie this fight up, and stop Trixie having an opportunity. But he says, fuck all of that. I'm going to land some combinations of my own, Mr. Humbledink. And it may get him bit.
Highs the levels. He's starting to go for the clinch a bit more right there. Beautiful work. Fonte coming back. And big overhand right there. Now starting to clinch again. That's what I was going to say, Cyrus, about the sort of comment you made. He's got to kind of shut the show. Defense is key right now, but nope. He's a primetime competitor. He wants the KO. He wants to make a statement.
Oh, is he about to finish Trixie?
That's how you make a statement right
there.
That's how you make a statement. Finish Trixie Swift. Oh, my days. Fonte. Wow.
Well, I'm going to say it right now, okay? BFAP Trixie, one of my favorite fighters of all time under this promotion. He has had a tough old goddamn season, okay? And I want to see this guy bounce back better than ever, but tonight is the night of Ike Fonte, who has burst onto the scene. And, truly, and I don't say this often, he has showed such a deep level of skill. His confidence has brimmed since he won that title, Humble, and he's looked like a different man out there. I am truly excited to see what this guy can do in the cage. I feel like we are only just about touching the top of what this guy is capable of in this cage.
Yeah, 100%. That was one of my favorite Fonte performances of all time. That is definitely one of my favorite. And he hasn't fought him this season, Trixie. And Trixie, you know, as you said, he's gone through some adversity, but we know how good he is. We know how good Trixie is. Trixie is the primetime GOAT for a reason. He can beat anybody on his given day, but today, he looked like the man.
Man, he looked great. He looked great. The best version of himself too, and he's making a statement that he may be up for a title soon. He's just, you know, like that's a perfect statement to primetime.
Yes,
100%.
sir. Well, Primetime 98 has had 15 fights of pure savagery for our viewing pleasure. We move on now to the 16th and 17th fight. That would be the co-main and the main event, Mr. Humbledink, which is just so happens to be Xbox and PlayStation title fights. Without further ado, of course, we move across. We have... Oh, sorry, not meant to be playing that again. My apologies. We have FSK Driz up against Ali 10. This is going to be a massive fight. Ali has been working his way through that division slowly and surely, moving himself into this position, you know, where he truly has earned it, has had to fight tooth and nail every step of the way, but now has to go against one of the more dominant forces of Xbox recent history. Driz is looking to set his hands on his opponents. He doesn't just come for, you know, decisions and just trying to point fight and get W. He is the type of guy that likes to take souls, not just heads.
Yeah, exactly. And he's beat 3 people that have won today. You know, like 3 top contenders in the Xbox division who you can all relate to. He beat Fonty, who we've just seen absolutely have one of the performances of his life against Trixie. He beat Naz. He beat Kante. This guy, Driz, has hit his sort of home run J-Dime in his first title defense. And we always talk about that first title defense because it's going to highlight you. It's going to tell you if you're ready to be champion. It's not easy to win the belt, but it's different to win the belt than it is to defend it. Defending it is where it becomes really difficult.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna say anyone can win a belt, but that's just step one. Defending it is what's tough right there because you're no longer the hunter, you're the hunted at that point, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. You got that. You know, that's the thing. When you get to the top, you have got that, you know, bullseye on you. Everybody's looking at you, bro, and it's a tough old time. It's a tough old time. But Driz, you know, being at the top of that mountain is when he's at his best. It's when his confidence is brimming, and a lot of those FSK boys, the flow state only comes when their confidence is at its all-time high. So it's all up to Ali to try and take him out of his game and make him second guess his abilities and his ability to win the fight. But that's easier said than done, Humble, because as you can see, Driz is a man that pushes forward, lands those hands, and doesn't seem to second guess himself at any turn of the fight.
Yeah, exactly that. And if I was to speak on Ali likes to make. He's had 3. He's finished like fights in the 3rd round. Essentially, he likes the fights to go a bit later, a bit like CV in sense, but he likes to grapple J-Time. So he's trying to wear out his opponents. He's trying to make them go into the later rounds. And you know, 5-round fights might suit him, but he can't take too much damage too early of Peter Yan because Peter Yan is gonna just completely just overwhelm you if he starts getting ahead.
So I have this picture in my head. Oh my goodness. This is the opposite of what happened in real life. But I have this picture in my head of just Marab shooting for takedown after takedown and Peter Yan looking discouraged.
Yeah, that is exactly what because you know, you think about that, don't you? The 40, 50 takedowns or something like that.
49.
Crazy. None so far in this fight. There we go, J-Time. There we are.
Oh, there go one.
First one.
There we go. Now we need 48 more.
48 more.
Well, then this is a title fight, and as such is scheduled for 5-minute rounds. We are now approaching the final 2 minutes of the first, and these guys have shown each other a number of different looks right now, and there's already a little bit of damage amounting of that left eye of the challenger, Humble, although that doesn't seem to be putting him off one bit at all.
No, it doesn't, and he's kind of coming forward. I just want to see a bit more wrestling from Ali. You know, he's using the character that is brilliant. You can't just keep taking shots on your block.
Oh my god.
Bleed through.
Oh.
The bleed through essentially, J-Dime, that comes through. You know you're blocking. If you're taking too many shots on your block in a row, you know, it's not like Undisputed where you can rely on it. You've got to kind of get out of there. Bleed through the guard.
Yeah, and the problem is, I was about to say, he shot, even though he didn't get it. I was about to say, this fight is too clean. There's not enough clinch mix-ups. There's not enough Marab in this fight, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the things, man. You're going to go Marab, you need to fight
Oh
dirty.
my God.
Technical striking's only going to go the way of Driz in the hands of Peter Yan. I mean, beautiful, beautiful work so far, accumulatively adding up damage on the block. Right hand lands, Humble. Body rip.
Driz is just running away with it. Driz is kind of He doesn't have to worry about the striking too much. He can just kind of fire away. He's trying to point score, trying to get ahead.
My God.
Beautiful work. So just getting the back fist J-Time, knocking his opponent down, and this looks like it's about to be done because Ali hasn't had anything sort of.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it's tough to watch.
I wonder
If you're on this.
Sorry,
bad,
go on, Jay.
Cyrus.
Go for it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's tough to watch if you're a friend of Ali right now. But if you're on Dre's side, you love what you're seeing right now.
That's a good point.
Definitely, man. I'm wondering why he went to Marab when he's not going to go to his wrestling. He does wrestle a lot more than this normally.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ, this is like.
Oh my,
This is death.
Oh my. No, this is torture.
Driz is like, why'd you give me this guy? Driz is literally trying to disrespect him with violence, Cyrus.
Yeah, this is performance of the night so far. The champion truly delivering, but a takedown
Oh, a takedown.
finally lands.
It's not performance of the night anymore.
It still is, brother. I mean, we'll see what he does down here. But god damn it, Ali needed that takedown, J-Time. We were calling for it for the last goddamn 7 minutes. He was able to secure one in this third round after what was an onslaught from the champion.
Man, he needs these moments right here. He needs.
Oh no, what are you doing? You just give him a death sentence.
Didn't give him
Why did
time,
you do
bro.
that? What the hell? Oh, he's punching him in the mate. If that was real life UFC, might have just jabbed some of the ribs as hard as you can, and the rest like, nah, get up. Like that would destroy you. Beautiful work. Goes for another takedown. Doesn't get it though. He goes chain wrestling.
See what happens when you actually use your wrestling, Marab?
Beautiful work. Black Belt as well. Thank you for the subscription right there. It helps out PT and all our staff. This is the Xbox Championship. Driz, so far, doing a good job of Ali. You've got a lot of people in the chat saying, don't give up, Ali. Keep going, Cyrus. And that's what he's doing. He's not give up on himself so far. Still in the fight, 2 rounds in, but he has had some adversity.
Yeah, he is ice skating uphill right now, trying as he may, but Driz is on a killing spree. Like an assassin, he finds the killer shot, and it is done. And still, FSK Driz in what was a sensational performance. I mean, the best performance of his goddamn life, let's be real, and he's already a champion, so that says it all, Humble. I am blown away by what a performance Driz was able to put on here this evening. Truly, truly sensational.
Incredible from Driz right there. I'm excited to see his next fight as well. And he's coming up for that PT 100 as we keep mentioning. He's going to defend it maybe next week as well if he fights. But, you know, PT 99 and essentially puts himself on a fantastic scope to sort of make some amazing memories and make amazing highlight reels. What a performance from him. You know, whoever fights him next is going to be worried about everything, J-Dan.
Wow. It's like, sheesh. I really expected it to be a lot more competitive than it was. But golly, Driz just,
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to the volume, the skill level of Driz more than it does of Ali. Ali deserved that position, he deserved that opportunity, but he just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for what Driz brought to the table. He might have been ready for Driz last week. He ain't ready for this week's Driz. Driz is a different man, and he continues to get better each and every time in that cage. I cannot wait to see what reign this guy is able to put together. Truly been a great performance and a great champion so far. You know, he came into this card with a couple of select words. I asked for a couple of quotes from them, and he said, you know, basically, look, I'm not a man of many words, but by no means am I underestimating Ali. He's been on a hot streak. I'm going to be taking out some good opponents. But when you're in the cage with me, it's a whole different ball game, and he's going to find that out. And you know what? That might be the best fucking quote I've ever heard to go with what a performance he just put on. He came out there with confidence. Do you know what I mean, Humble? It doesn't get any better, bro. That was beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. Man of many words, but man of many actions. What a performance from Driz. And we have to just allude to, he beat Fonty, who just had a similar performance to himself. So you know how Fonty fought Trixie. You know how good Trixie is and how Fonty performed against him. Driz beat Fonty. So those two have got a bit of a rivalry going on as well. And one thing that you know about top competitors, J-Time, is when other top competitors talk about them in a good light. And that's what seems to continuously happen about Driz. You know he's brilliant because a lot of people talk about him like he is the sort of king and he just hasn't performed like that yet. But now we're seeing it.
man, Driz looked great. That's all Driz just looked great. That's all I gotta say.
Well, lads, what do you think? We have had, 16 fights of pure madness. It has all been building up to the PlayStation Championship. Do we hit that promo one more time? We hit that promo one more
One
time.
more.
Well,
give me one more.
Hell yes, brothers. Well, if you haven't seen it already, as we approach 100 people joining us across, obviously on this Twitch, and all of the guys supporting on YouTube as well. Once again, we appreciate each and every one of you. The guys that have come through, the new follows, the existing follows, you guys that support us week in, week out, the biddies, the subs, it all is massively, massively appreciated, and it continues to motivate us to put on these cards. That support is truly, truly felt. So without further ado, we will hit what is truly a legendary promo once again from Mr. Humbledink, leading into what is truly one of the best fights on the PlayStation Division's entire history. The true tactician, the perpetual gamer that is CV, the best on the PlayStation Division, going to be stepping into that cage. CV up against Smudger.
This is like a super fight right now. These may be the two best PlayStation we've ever had.
CV versus Smudger. Those two guys have been going at it forever, almost. The only loss CV's got is to Smudger.
This guy is the truth.
That have victory vibes. I bring the pressure, they all get in line. I'm breathing life, now they getting revived. We make them stop on the drop of a dime. I'm coming hard, so I'm not going back. You took an L, you can come run it back. Keep it full circle like a coach of sack. Nothing was given, I don't owe you jack. We stay on fire, we always been hot. No gas, no break, we will never stop. No hourglass, but we on the clock. You know it's a show they gon' watch. I'm far from
The one and only NM Smudger finds a home once again. He says, no matter who I'm in there with, they ain't getting out there alive. Former champion is out for blood.
Smudger's starting to feel himself now. Now he's starting to get in that zone.
NM Smudger does it again. And if you beat him, you have to beat him twice.
NM Smudger, the challenger, taking on CV the champion in a rematch for the ages. And it starts right now.
What is good? Primetime MMA, Primetime 98 is back in your life with the main event of this evening. Joining me to call all of this goddamn action is the one and only Mr. Humbledink, the ever legendary J-Dime TV. Lads, it is freaking time. We are here. The main event is at hand.
1898, the main event, CV versus NM Smudger, the rematch. NM Smudger currently gotten a victory over CV, the champion J-Dime. He did dethrone him last time in last season, but this is another season. Can he do it again? We're getting to see the rematch. I cannot wait.
Man, I'm looking forward to this fight. This is the fight, the rematch I've been looking forward to for a long time, guys.
Yes, sir. You don't have to wait any longer, Jay. It's goddamn here, brother. I'm excited. Look, we live for this shit. We all have our lives. We all have our everything that goes on. But I'm telling you, these Saturdays, a highlight, my man. An absolute pleasure, Humble. J-Dime, as you know, to call this action alongside yourself. These guys have been putting on sensational performances, and it does not get any goddamn better than these two competitors right here at the absolute pinnacle of the PlayStation Division. NM Smudger challenges for his old belt, and now CV's belt, in what is set to be a truly legendary bout. I can't even wait, and it's about to happen. It's about to happen.
It's such a good fight. The technical proficiency, the technical sort of striking. We know CV likes to take some breaks in the first and second round. J-Dime, he's not a fast starter sometimes. That's not been the case lately, but against top competitors, we'll see if he goes back to that. And then Smudger likes to start fast, likes to take over rounds. He's also a 5-round fighter, so this is a perfect matchup against each other, because they do kind of counter. They're yin and yang, they counter each other in nice ways.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Where Smudger had success last time is he made it a dirty fight. He didn't let it be clean, mixed in the clinches, mixed in the dirty boxing. He didn't let CV have his way, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother. And like coming into this one, he had a couple of choice words to go with it. He said that they're saving the best till last, and it's going to be a violent one. Basically, couldn't have had a better dance partner than CV. He truly appreciates the kind of the threat that's stepping across from him, the challenge that is at hand there, Mr. Humbledink. He did come up with a little bit of trash talk and saying he's been a good placeholder, but now the true king of this division is back. There's a lot of big words, there's a lot of confidence brimming on both sides of this octagon.
Yeah, Smudger is confident because he adapted to CV's style in the last fight. He was really well. One thing that I've noticed already in this fight, watching the last fights, I watched them quite extensively, Cyrus. One of the things CV was doing in his last fight, he was bobbing his head in and out, kind of trying to make his opponent miss. Hasn't done it, that you see right there, hasn't really done it too much in this round, but what CV used to do was bob his head in, make his opponent miss, kind of gas the stamina a bit, and then kind of take over in the later rounds and have a few other things as well. But Smudger capitalised on that by using the clinch. Every time he bobbed his head, he came in with a clinch. Now he's on his bike. He's not in there. He's not there anymore. He's there. He's away from every single time, J-Dime.
He has to, and he can't let these shots hit his block. Like, he cannot let Smudger make it a dirty fight, because that's where he's going to have success. He got to make sure it's a clean fight at all costs, Cyrus.
Exactly right. The cleaner he can keep it, the better it will be in his favor. But Smudger uses what is an incredibly educated jab to set up his boxing sequences, trying to force that head movement Humble was alluding to a moment ago, so he can start to capitalize on some clinching opportunities. You can see that 1-2 really starting to add up. The proficiency you were mentioning, Humble.
Oh,
in the head
big
kick.
moment.
Oof. Ooh.
Huge moment for CV, catches him clean, throws a head kick pretty similar to TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. Do not set it up, do not kind of allude to any sort of, you're going to throw it and just throw it off the bat, damage, just so still comes out faster like a whip.
Ooh. Yeah, and he needed that, because if you remember the last fight, he did have a stun the last fight, but he kind of started late in the last 2 rounds. He needed this early in the fight, Humble.
He did. He lost the first 3 rounds mainly due to the grappling, essentially, to Smudger. So if he can get going early, kind of get some points on the board quite early, Cyrus, you know he's a 5-round fighter. He gets better as the rounds go on. So Smudger, we know, needs to get started quickly. If CV can take that away from him, he takes away a big way of the winning sort of formula.
Yeah, look, Smudger's put on a really intense first round. The output has been very, very high. So that head kick, damaging the stamina of him as well. Ooh. That's going to play a big factor. It's a 5-round fight. You know, we were saying about Driz earlier, not a man of many words, and CV said basically the same thing. Look, he said, I don't really like to say much outside the cage. I do my talking in the cage, but I'm expecting a dominant performance in what is the toughest round for him, the first round up against Smudger. That he's passed with flying colours, and he's coming into the second round looking good, but he hasn't won yet. Here, Humble, he is still in a absolute dogfight against one of the best in the business.
He is, and this is going to be adjustment after adjustment, J-Dime. We're going to see different sort of attributes. We've seen Smudger adjust to people in the past, including CV, so we're going to see that again. But we know this boy inside and out. We know where he gets better. We know what he wants, and that's a great start from him. If Smudger can kind of pull one back, maybe we'll have a different question. But if CV gets this round, we'll start worrying. And it looks like he's getting this round.
Ooh. Yeah, here's the thing, because Smudger is trying to make it a dirty fight, but CV's not letting him do it. He has a counter for him every time, Cyrus.
He does, man. And, oh my goodness. Like, I was talking about the jab of Smudger, but CV's been doing the same thing. He uses the jab so well, and then he slips off, uses the straight lead body hook. He's got so many little different tools. But Smudger, when he pushes in the clinch, it just kind of resets all of that, Humble, and it can make things difficult. But it doesn't seem to be dissuading CV at all right now. He seems to be sticking to the script.
Yeah, he is, and he's doing really, really well. He's kind of picking his shots to kind of fire. He's got that Volkanovski pick. We haven't even talked about the picks, J-Dime, like the characters they kind of have to kind of suit their attributes. Goes for a takedown right there with Poirier, and maybe that is kind of the game plan. You know, the game plan is not going to be grappling, so Poirier might not be the best person. Volkanovski, great at counter grappling, counter wrestling even.
Yeah, but this is what you have to do if you're a Smudger. You have to make it dirty. Like, that's where you have success. But if CV don't allow it,
oh my god,
oh my god,
that was incredible. that little jab to the body as he was throwing a combination there, Cyrus, and then he completely drained the stamina, then threw his combination. Beautiful stuff from CV.
Yeah, exactly. He still has the presence of mind to utilize some of these little stutter steps to get himself out of range on the retreat. Smudge is in a bit of deep waters right now. He's still trying to battle through, walking forward, forcing the action, but Volkanovski, the champion CV, also known as The Truth from Team Truth, seems to be onto a great start in this title fight.
Jeez, but he's having to. This is what he's trying to do, hit his block. And that's what Smudge is trying to do, even though he has. Oh, my God.
Timing! Beautiful work! CV
my
goes to
God.
work, gets it down, doesn't
my
jump, doesn't jump!
Oh.
Crazy. He's confident. Jay's confident.
After. Okay, so this week, right? Because I've been watching him work. This is a great fight, but he said he has never been so confident in his life in a fight.
No, he's got it technically broken down to a T. This is exactly how he should have fought. And I don't think we're seeing enough grappling or attempts of grappling from Smudger. But the stamina is such a problem right now. This is where CV shines, Cyrus.
Yeah, look, he has, once again, I cannot stress this, he has not won this fight. But he has learned from his losses. He learned from his loss, I should say, up against Smudger last time out. And he has come into this fight looking like a man focused, looking like a man possessed. He got that belt back. He doesn't plan on leaving it, giving it up anytime soon. He looks at things 5 fights at a time, and he expects that he's got this thing for the next 5 in a row. He's coming out with this one with so much confidence. Doesn't get caught right there, Jay, but he is in the driving seat. Stamina good, head health good, looking very fresh.
He has to listen. He can't take his foot off the gas because Smudger is still the GOAT of this, and Smudger's looking for that one moment. He's desperate for that moment at this point because he's in an uphill battle, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, rest. The thing is, Smudger, for my money, bro, unless like he can just back off and pull a counter, he has one more round.
This is it. One more round right here. This is it. Right here. CV's going to try and get him out of there. Smudger is literally racing against time to try and finish him, and that is kind of played into CV's hands. This has gone perfectly. Honestly, I don't see how Smudger's going to turn this around, but that's the crazy thing about Primetime, Cyrus. We see these things get turned around all the time. CV in control, 2 rounds up, winning this round. Can Smudger do it? Can Smudger make adjustments and kind of put himself back up there and take another belt off CV?
I mean, right now, brother, he's got less than half stamina. He's in a defensive position, and he's going to have to work to get back to his feet, which he does. But, like I say, I think he has another 8 minutes left in him before the stamina is just too low to really mount any sort of offense. And look at that right there. He's making them work. He's going to make everything count, J-Dime. But he gets clipped again!
It's over.
Oh, my God.
It's over. This is it. Smudger.
Oh, my God.
What a performance from CV. This is like technical masterclass in the... He's come prepared. He has come prepared, J-Dime.
Oh, my God. No. To this point, this may be his best performance to this point.
Yeah.
Oh my! He's about to go inside control.
To be the best, you've got to beat the best. To quote Max Holloway, and right now he's not only got the belt, but he is trying to knock off the pound-for-pound GOAT in Primetime's PlayStation history, and he's doing so in dominant fashion, just as he had predicted. Smudge has got to survive this and get something going soon.
Jesus!
Oh my!
Smudger! Oh my! This could be it. This is one more shot and it's done.
Oh,
Neon Belly coming. Oh, he
escaped.
Imagine Smudger comes back.
Oh my. It's no imagine. It's no imagine. And still.
Yes, sir. What a goddamn fight, as J-Dime called out, and still the truth from Team Truth. CV gets the job done in what was his best performance to date. A lot of respect from both competitors, Mr. Humbleding, and understandably so. These rivalries push each other to absolute next levels, but CV, I mean, these guys have fought twice in Primetime now. One apiece, my man. Both guys made it look dominant. Smudger dominated the first time, CV dominated the second time. I look forward to seeing these guys do it again, but what a battle it was. What a goddamn battle it was here this evening to, really truly encapsulate what PT98 was all about.
1-1. That's all. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier vibes here. That's all I'm saying, Jason. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier vibes. Jeez. We had the promo earlier on. It said something like, if you want to beat Smudger, you got to beat him twice. And I believe myself that this will be a rematch in the future. And I know there's a lot of other competitors. Maybe Smudger fights someone big next week, but that was fantastic. What a performance from CV. That was similar to the performance that Smudger had against him in the first fight. Yeah. Because of the way Smudger came out and kind of took him down, dealt with him. CV was this undefeated prospect, and both of them have done it to each other now. Both of them have done that to each other, so I cannot wait for the next one. PT continues to deliver. CV continues to deliver. I cannot wait for the next performance. We are growing every week. Thank you so much to everybody who's come into the chat and just typed a comment, engaged with us, helped us, shared, all of the staff, Cyrus. What an event it's been, J-Dan. Probably one of our best events yet, but we say that every single week.
Because it just gets better in primetime every single week. The best this week may not be the best next week.
Yeah, 100%, brother. Levels continue to get taken up each and every week. Primetime to the moon and back, and thank you once again for everybody being part of this journey, from the staffing to all of the support within the community. It is truly, truly felt and appreciated. We will be back next week out with Primetime 99, which has a lovely little ring to it, before we set up for PT 100, which is going to be, of course, our most historic event to date. Make sure, though, to join the raid at the end. Show some love within this lovely little community that we have within UFC 4. Stay safe, enjoy the fights later on this evening, and once again, peace out.